Hello, everybody. I am so hyped for tonight. I am ready to play some games. That's right. We're going to get into it. Thanks for being here. And I'm making today because all I can think about whenever I think about TwitchCon is the double-double, right? From In-N-Out. I don't know if you've ever had an In-N-Out double-double. I usually used to get the 4x4, the big one, the Big Mama. Oh, man, I could go for a nice In-N-Out burger with some fries. I'm making you guys hungry already. And, of course, they have like a Neapolitan shake, which I didn't know they had until last time we went to TwitchCon, where they mix it all together. So today, in behalf of it, we're going to call it Double-Double Day on Monday into Tuesday. That means we're going to double down on those bits. So if you hit those 5 retweets, I'm going to give you 1,000 caps instead of 500. If you hit the 10 retweets, I'm going to double the double, which means you're going to get 4,000 Kiz caps. And if you hit the 15 and so on, we're going to double our normal double. And that means we're going to go 8,000 caps. So now's your time. Now's your time to get that big in your pocket. Look, you got it already. Look at that. You already got one double-double. Get yourself another. Go ahead and hit that retweet button. Click that button. 5 more to double up again. Keep going because I have a lot of epic stuff going here in the stream. I have got a lot of amazing announcements that just came through to talk about soon, but I can't tell you yet. Sorry, I can't tell you yet. But I'm going to give you some caps. Now, as I warn you every single time, right? I've given away 50, 60 games just in this year alone, since my birthday in a couple months. So make sure you're ready. Make sure you're getting that host in. Make sure you're getting those retweets in every single time. And just chill out in the channel. Especially you got that free sub. Just camp in my channel. That's what I would do. I'd open a separate tab, camp in my stream, and get as much caps as you can so you have the highest chance to win that epic loot. And I got some killer stuff coming also for TwitchCon for you guys to win. So make sure to be hanging out in the channel all the time, getting that caps. I am warning you right now, because when you see all the people winning cool stuff, it could have been you. It could have been you. So you never know. You never know. You may be the lucky one. I have a lot of people in my stream say, Kismet, I won. I never win anything. I never won anything once in my whole life. But in your stream, I crushed it. So there you go. So get it going on. I love giving out stuff. It's one of my favorite things to do. I use my little influence here on the stream, which is very small, but I at least can do kind things when people send me games like, hey, Kismet, check out this game and whatnot, or here, you can give this game away on stream. I love doing that. I love giving away codes. You might discover your new favorite game, or you might discover something awesome, especially if you're like a streamer or whatnot, like this awesome Blue Yeti microphone. I think the best microphones in the business right here, Blue Yeti. Absolutely. Thank you to my awesome sponsorship from them, for them to send that to me. I got the Yeti caster, which is awesome. It's like a big arm that comes up, and then it has a shockproof mount, so you're not, when you're banging on your thing, or you're typing on your keyboard or whatever, your microphone's not bouncing up and down. You always want to keep it on a mount with a shock thing. I can recommend no one more highly for microphone. Now, my rule to a stream is always, if you're going to get started as a streamer, what you want to do, number one, get a good microphone. Forget everything else. Don't spend $10,000 or $50,000 on getting a stream started. Here's what you do. Get a great microphone. Then invest in great stuff that's going to last you a long time. Great example, if you need a capture card, Elgato HD60, hands down, best card I've ever had, right? Same thing with the Blue Yeti. Never have any issues with it. You want something that you don't have to fool with every single day. And if you want to do green screen on your thing, boom. The green screen, the Elgato green screen is literally the best green screen out there. It is incredibly awesome. I love the fact I just roll it down every day. Every day I just roll it down and I cover it up. It's easy mode. If you want to see more about those cool things here on the stream, check it out on my YouTube channel. They did send it to me. #sponsored. Thank you so much for that awesome sponsorship here on the stream. Of course, also brought by you guys. And another thing that has happened that brought by you all is the fact that I am, of course, way better than I was before. If you've been around for a long time, you've watched me change over time and get stronger and stronger from being disabled for a very long time. It's been a constant struggle every single day, and it'll never be over. That struggle will never be over. Every day, and I'm always dizzy. I'm always have to manage and be careful that I won't fall and hurt myself. But you ever hurt yourself, break your arm? You ever like sprain your wrist and you got a cast on it, or you might break your leg or something like that, and where you can't do something? Maybe you got medical conditions that don't allow you to do certain things. Maybe you have certain conditions or whatever it is that block you from being able to do those things. And then when you can do those things, you cherish that a lot more, right? Like one of the things, I couldn't go to the gym for sure. Now I can, but I didn't go to the gym today. I didn't. I pushed it back till next week. Full disclosure. And you're like, Kismet, you're slacking off. You know what I did instead? Today's the last day of summer for my kids. My kids go back to school tomorrow. So what I did is I spent the day with my kids, which is what I think I should do, even though I have a bazillion things I should be working on. I spent the day with them. We had a fun time, and you'll see it in a video coming up, because I did take a shot, though it was not very smart. I'm like riding, and then I had my camera going at the same time. But I went on a bike ride today. 3.1 miles. 3.1 miles. Let's see the hype in the chat. Let's see the love in the chat. Now, if you've ever not been able to do something like, there's no way I could have rode a bike even a year ago or 2 years ago, especially that distance. That's a really long ways. Now, just so you know, that was one direction. It was actually 6.2 miles that I actually rode the bike. We got real inspired. There's like what's known as a green belt here in Tennessee, where you can ride along that green belt. And my kids have been bugging me forever to do it. And I've been working so hard this year that I'm like, okay, we'll get to it. And last day of summer, do it or don't. So we went out, and it was an absolute beautiful day today. It was the most perfect day to go and do it. So we found a way. We were doing like Tetris to get all the bikes in the car. And then we took it over there. We got all the bikes out, and we had just the most fantastic time. Me and my 3 daughters, we rode along, and we just kept going and going and going. And eventually we were like, oh my gosh, we went a long way. And then, we turned around, and then we came back. It was like one of those days where I was just so dang, it always wells up like that. Ever have that where that emotion wells up? Hold on, I can breathe for a second. I mean, it's just something, when you have something taken away from you, it's so precious when you get it back. It's so precious when you can do that thing. And man, I rode that bike like it was like I was like 10 years old again. That's the thing about doing things that you did when you were a kid. If you go out and ride a bike, or you go do whatever, even if you just do it for a little bit, like me, I typically will only go a short distance, and it's very dangerous because, I'll start to get really, really dizzy, and I'll have to stop. My kids know that if I stop, that's because I'm getting dizzy. But that was a great ride. I was totally distracted because it was a beautiful ride, and we were laughing and having a good time and going up and down. I feel like the most important thing, and I've had lots of money, right? And I'm not bragging or anything like that. I don't really care what anybody else thinks at this point in my life, because you know what? I answer to no one. So I'm not trying to impress nobody. But I've had lots of money, and I've had lots of things, right? $1,000 suits and expensive cars that I bought from the factory with my name on them, right? That's some pretty expensive stuff. And $4,000 TVs and expensive houses and cars and blah, 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 blah. No one really cares if you go out and tell them all your expensive things. But I tell you now, the thing that I collect most now is moments of joy. I suggest you collect those. Those are mostly free. 99% of the time, you can collect moments of joy for free. Just by hanging out with people that you love, finding people that you love in your life, appreciating those people, telling them that you love them, and your time that you spend with them is the most... Hold on, it's welling up again. Your time that you spend with them is the most precious thing they want from you, especially your children. Your children just want... My eyes are getting all red. Your children just want your precious time, right? And I'm always working all the time. I'm always working on stuff. It is a monumental effort to coordinate all the stuff that I have going on simultaneously. And I got my mods some good news today as well. Some other great events coming up. Can't announce them all yet. My mods get a little privy thing, but they're not supposed to talk about any of it. So it's really amazing to get to do those things. And you know what? Part of that is because of you. Because of you coming into my channel and inspiring me to get up every single day. And Kismet, get to that gym, bro. Get out there and keep working on that health. We love you, man. Hold on, let me hit that sub button. Hey, bro, let me hit that follow button. You know what? I'm just going to lurk in your channel, Kismet, and I'm going to show you some love. So I'm showing you the love right now. I'm showing you the love for all you've done for me. And again, I don't play character here on stream. You meet me, this is who I am. I don't have to be anybody else. You're never going to be anybody else except for you anyway. And I like who I am. I'm a decent guy. To thy own self be true. Right? I always think of that, right? Do unto others as you want them to do to you, right? From the Bible, I'm quoting directly. That's how I live my life, right? I appreciate those people who are there for me, and you were there all this time. Unless you just came into my channel, then you're still here for me because you're hanging out my stream now. So I want to just take a moment, tell you thank you, and give you a moment of joy in your day that you can collect. Those are the things I cherish now. Is moments of joy, because I've been dodging the Reaper for years now. I feel like sometimes I'm starting to relapse, sometimes I'm starting to go back, and I'm like, all right, I got to push forward, right? I got to keep pushing, because if you don't push forward, then you're just standing still and you're slide backwards. That's exactly what always happens. If you don't push forward, you're going to go just like standing on an escalator. Casey Neistat, by the way, had a fantastic, if you've never heard of Casey Neistat, incredibly great YouTuber, incredibly great visionary in the way he shoots shots and all that kind of stuff. But he had a great explanation of that. It's like one of those escalators going the opposite escalator in the airport, right? So if you're on the escalator, right, and you're going the opposite way because life is always pushing you down, right? That's the way life goes. If you're walking forward, then you're making progress. But if you stop, back you go, right? I feel that's very, very true in life. Very, very true that you got to get up and you got to push forward every day. You got to say, okay, what am I going to do today to make something amazing happen? What am I going to do to collect those moments of joy? Today was one of those days. And then I took my kids out and we went to Chick-fil-A, had a great time. And my wife came with us as well. And then we hit the Walmart because you can't go at least 3 days in this place without having to hit the Walmart. So we wandered around Walmart. My kids needed a bunch of stuff for school. And then I took them to a place called Froyo's, if you're familiar with that. Put a 1 in the chat if you're familiar with Froyo's. It's like an ice cream place. And I learned something new today. I love to learn something new every single day. I like to acquire skills. What my wife said today, says, I learned something new also. My wife learned something new. What you do is you put all the toppings at the bottom. Then you put the frozen yogurt in, right? It's frozen yogurt. It's really good, by the way. Oh, my gosh. It's so incredibly good. And then you put toppings on the top, right? I'm thinking, duh, why didn't I ever think of that? Because when you're eating it, right, especially on a hot day today, it'll start to melt. And then when you get to the bottom, you got some toppings left at the bottom. And then I thought, I should have layered it. I should have put it at the bottom, then put the first level of, I had strawberry ice cream, it was incredible, or strawberry yogurt, it was incredibly good. And then I should have put some more toppings, and then I should put the chocolate on the top, and then more toppings on the top. And my kids, of course, were building like the Matterhorn size ice cream. And sometimes you got to just go for it, everybody. Sometimes, even if you're working on your health, even if you're working on that, it's okay to have like a little cheat day. And I did have a piece of pizza the other day as well. But it's okay to indulge in a small way, right? I didn't have a gigantic one. I didn't make a Matterhorn out of mine. I had a bit smaller one because, just reducing the size of stuff that you eat. Instead of getting that 4x4 from In-N-Out Burger, you get the single. Instead of getting, the 6-scoop banana split, which I have had many times before in my life when I was younger because, I was super skinny and in incredible shape and I could have huge things without any problem because I would burn that off later. But you get older, that's a lot harder. So I got to have a bit smaller. So if you just reduce the size of stuff that you're eating, that helps a lot as well. And then just space it out. A lot smaller meals spaced out. That's pretty much what I do when I'm trying to lose weight, as well as I do what's known as juicing, which is you take, like celery and various other things, and you put it in there, kale, celery, and all of that. And you put it in your awesome blender, and then or juicer, and it juices the stuff out. And it's actually okay. I mean, it's no vanilla shake or chocolate shake, but it is really good for you, man. It really does energize you as well as I switch over to, just water and just orange juice and things like that, which give you a lot of vitamin C and so on. And you're like, well, Kismet, how do you know that works? Lost 50 pounds, bro. How do I know it works? It works fantastic. And you're like, oh, Kismet, do you diet? Never. I never diet. I never say I can't have this thing because that's all you're going to want. And then one day you're going to go to the store and you're going to buy an entire cake and you're going to eat that thing. You're going to eat the entire cake. You know, some of you have done something like that. I know you have. An entire pint of ice cream. In fact, an entire 2 pints of ice cream. The big one, right? Not the pint one, but the big one, right? You know you have. You know you've done something like that in your life. I know I've had a whole pint of ice cream before, especially when you're sitting there and you're not paying attention and you're just eating, you're watching TV or you're doing something where you're not paying attention. Then you look down and you've eaten that entire pint of ice cream. Yeah, not good. Not good. I know you guys have. I know you have in the chat. Don't be telling me you haven't done something like that at some point. And that's okay. It's okay to indulge every now and again. It's when you do it every day, all day. And I'm a terrible chocoholic. I love chocolate milk. It's my favorite drink. I have milk with chocolate in it as opposed to chocolate with a dab of milk in it, which is how my wife likes it. I like it the opposite. I like the milk, and then you take Hershey's chocolate, put it in there, and then you spin it with a knife. Why? Because you get all the stuff at the very bottom with the knife, and then you make a little vortex, and you go the other way, and you go the other way. Got to go 4 times. Beautiful. Beautiful. Try it next time you want some chocolate milk. This way it's more heavy milk than that kind of powdered chocolate that they have at the store. That one that my wife buys from the store is just nothing but chocolate concentrate. It's literally like one step away from being a chocolate bar. It just happens to be almost liquid. It's that thick. It's just like chocolate syrup. I mean, I like chocolate, but that's hardcore right there. That is hardcore. So let's get into it, everybody. Let's go ahead and shout out the heroes in the stream here. That is my mods. That's right. I'm trying to get them to TwitchCon. We're so close, everybody. We're so close. We are about 50 days away, I think. We'll find out when we get in the other overlay. And again, sometimes I have a longer startup here. It's okay, everybody. I love to talk with you. One of my favorite things to do is chat with you guys here in the stream. So don't be afraid to take some time and appreciate those people who got you where you are and who keep you fired up and keep you going. All right. So again, thanking my mods, Scorched Dragon, as well as Gabe Killer coming in a bit, as well as Rathwall coming in later, showing me some love. Appreciate all of that. Love from my mods as well. If you want to go ahead and show them some love in the chat right there. I see Scorched Dragon right there. Now, who's hanging out in the chat? That's Mr. Non. You coming in with a cookie. I actually don't feel like a cookie because I had that ice cream. Though in about 10 minutes, I'm going to want that cookie, though. I mean, it's such a subliminal thing. Also, by the way, my favorite thing, chocolate chip cookies. And guess who makes the best chocolate chip cookies in the world? My wife. She makes incredibly perfect, just cooked, where they're soft and just browned on the bottom. Now you're craving cookies, aren't you? Just kind of browned at the bottom when they're nice and warm. Oh, I love her so much. I'm easily bribed with chocolate chip cookies. What can I say? That's my favorite kind of cookie and usually my favorite dessert. Of course, BJ's Restaurant and Brew House. One of my sponsors has what's known as the Pizookie. If you've never gone to BJ's Restaurant, you absolutely want to go over there and try that Pizookie. It's basically, they put a giant cookie in a skillet, and then they put some ice cream on the top, and they cook it right then so that the cookie is hot and the ice cream is cold, and you get it, and you put it right through the ice cream and right into the warm cookie. It is to die for. And I'll be getting, when I'm at TwitchCon, I'm going to be hooking my sponsor up, and I'm going to be hooking you guys up with free Pizookies. That's right, 1,000 of them at TwitchCon. Find me, find my mods when you're there, these awesome people here, if we can get that unlocked. If we can get that unlocked, my mods are going to be wandering around in their yellow fedoras and walking around handing out Kismet loot drops, including 1,000 free desserts. Brought to you by the Wasteland Tycoon. Or in this case, the Dessert Tycoon. I just changed the beginning of it. I'm the tycoon of everything. I'm like the gaming tycoon, the art tycoon. I'm the tycoon of free desserts. Let's do this, baby. Kismet bringing it today. Who else we got in the chat? We got Blair and Fire coming in. Raz coming in as well. Thanks for being here. Give Blair and Fire 1,000 kids caps. And that's Mr. On to you. And Raz 1,000 kids caps. First, I'm going to give it to the first 3 people I see today. Give each of them 1,000 Kiss Caps. And I'm coming in showing the love. I can't wait to send those loot drops out to you guys on Friday. Make sure to reconfirm your address if you haven't already done so. If you are just in the stream, make sure to contact me. Look in your Discord. Look in your Twitch Whisper. Make sure you reconfirm that address because I would love to send it to you. If you've moved or something like that, make sure to reconfirm it. Even if you haven't moved, reconfirm it anyway, just so I know, okay, your address is good. I'm going to send it out to you. If you don't reconfirm, I'm just going to send it whatever address you gave me before and pray that it works out for you, all right? Because they're all going to go out. All going out. They are prepped and ready to go. There we go. Let's see. Barry Perry Bomb coming in. Greetings, Kismet and community. Hope everyone is having a good night. I always have a good night. You know, it's like something magical that happens every time I turn the stream on. This is how you know you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, is that when you're excited to do something, when you're like, oh, time to stream, let's go. Or when you say, man, I can't wait to hang out with so-and-so peeps or the peeps that I enjoy hanging out with. That is a magical thing. And that happened. I mean, I press that start stream button. I get happy. I mean, I get like elated. I get super pumped up, ready to play some games. And this is me without anything. I don't drink coffee. I don't drink soda. I just, full disclosure, I had a little soda today. I had a small Dr. Pepper today to take summer out in style when I was at Chick-fil-A. And that's okay. Every now and again, at special occasions, it's okay. And I see Bugmas in the chat as well. And that's how you know you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. If you're really honest about it, you say, look, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Does it bring me excitement? Does it bring me joy? Am I excited to do it every single time? And I tell you, every time I press that start stream button here on Twitch, I'm like, all right, let's get to it. Let's do something fun tonight. Let's do something fun. Let's create some moments of joy. Let's go. Pimp of the Dead coming in, hanging out. I'd get moments of joy just shouting people's names out in the chat. Jack Mayhofer coming in, 76 is great message, kids. I'll tell the kids. Tell my kids the same. There you go. I learned that lesson a long time. Your kids just want a little bit of your time. If you're working 24/7 to provide for them, hey man, more power to you. But know that if you showed up at their baseball game, that would be more important to them than anything that you could ever buy them when they're young, because they don't understand. They don't understand how hard it is you have to work to keep the lights on, to keep the water going in your house, to keep the food on the table. They won't understand until they do it themselves when they're older. So all they care about is your attention and time. My kids just had the most fantastic time. We went on and on and on. We were having so much fun that we went on way further than we thought we were going to go. 6.2 miles, 3.1 there and 3.1 back. 6.2 miles. That I have not gone that far in a very long time. I would say maybe half a mile. Half a mile is the furthest I've ever gone there and back, so it'd be a full mile. I've ran about a mile, usually every week when I go to the gym. I run about a mile, but never that far. That is a really far away, but it went by like this, right? That's how you know you're having fun, just like when I'm streaming. Goes by. I mean, I literally start streaming, and then in like 2 seconds from now, it'll be time to end the stream. It feels like that every time. Great message, kid. Yeah, there we go. I love getting the news on the down low. There you go. There you go. That's what's being the Dragon mod crew. You get to hear all the stuff ahead of time. Adam TA coming in with the love. Thank you, thank you. We feel your love, Kismet. I'm glad you do, Raz, because I really, I'm not crying. You're crying. This is Scorched Dragon. Dang, you make me tear up, kid. It's such an awesome talk. Pimp of the Dead. I'm telling you, this is one of the most amazing experiences in my life to have this happen to me. By pure force of will, I find that good things happen to you. You always have the downside too, right? Your washer starts spraying water all over the place, like the other day happens. Your kids break your car door and things like that. Those things happen along the way too, right? And I feel like you collect those moments of joy, and they go right into your soul. And when you do mean things to other people, right into your soul too. So watch out with that one. Watch out with that one. Do kind things for other people. Goes right in there, right? And you're collecting each and every one of those, and you get to keep that with you forever. And it'll raise you up in those tough times. Believe me, I had some tough times where I was going to die. I'm not kidding. I'm not, I don't play a character. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not trying to pull your leg. I mean, I was going to die many times now, easily within the last 10 years, for sure in the last 5. That I recovered by pure force of will and the outpouring of love of other people, my family, my wife, and so on here on the stream. So appreciate it. Oh, somebody's got Cookie Monster. Oh, Adam TA, Cookie Monster, my all-time favorite. Because I love chocolate chip cookies. There you go. Show him some love. Give him 1,000 kiss caps just for having a Cookie Monster emote. Mike Live has a Cookie Monster emote. Wow, that's a really good emote, too. I don't know who did his emotes, but much love to that artist. Fantastically done. The Big JP coming in. The legendary. Oh, I gotta turn it on first. I mute everything so it doesn't work. Here we go. Legendary. The legendary Big JP coming in. Showing him some love. Thank you so much for being in the chat. Just Alcar in there. Let's see who else. Mr. Miracle coming in. Vice Admiral Kismet, Ring of Destiny. Oh my gosh, that's the old school name here I used to have on Twitch. Kismet _ Ring of Destiny after my guild. That was a long time ago. I used to actually have Lord Kismet before that. Lord _ Kismet was my actual Justin TV name back in the day, and then I missed the window to move it over, so I could be Lord Kismet right now, but luckily, once I got partnered, the amazing Twitch over there, my awesome partner peeps is Kismet, we're going to give you your name. Now, I'm the Kismet here on Twitch, and I greatly appreciate that from everybody. All right, how about we play some games, everybody? That was a very long intro, and because you waited all the way through that info, 10,000 kiss caps to every single person in the chat. Right now, mods. I want to see it happen first before I go in there. 10,000 caps for everybody. Everybody right now who stayed in the stream through all of that. Let's go. I want to see it right there in the chat. Let's go. Boom. Here it comes. 10,000 caps for all of you. Let's play some games. Oh man, are you guys gonna be styling when those loot drops and those things show up at your door, as well as when we give away more epic stuff here in the stream. You guys are gonna have tons of caps to lock in those suckers. Lock in. Oh, look at that. Adam's got the Hulk and Oscar the Grouch. I saw a great parody. A couple great parodies on Oscar the Grouch. First, they used to have a trash can on the Mac of Oscar the Grouch, right? And what would happen is you throw it in there and you'd empty trash, and he'd pop out of the trash can. He goes, I love it because it's trash. And then he would go back down in the thing. Google that, everybody. It's pretty fun. And then someone changed it to I love her because she's trash. And I'm like, okay. It was like the same song, but aimed at apparently somebody's ex-girlfriend. I don't know. Or because the second she hears that song about her, dump that guy. I thought that was pretty funny. So there you go. So yeah, much love for Oscar the Grouch. Of course, the entire Sesame Street thing. I grew up with that. Grew up with Mr. Rogers, who was an incredible human being. They're coming out with a new Mr. Rogers movie, as well as I've seen the previous one that they did on him. Man, there's few people in the world whose star shines so bright. Another person like that, Bob Ross, great example, who just loves what they do, who spends every minute with the kindness of others, doing kind things for other people. I hope to do any measure of that on my massively small scale that I do here on stream. To do that level of good things in the world, right? To bring that joy and passion like Bob Ross does, or to bring that joy and passion like Mr. Rogers does. I'm sure I'm not going to do it to the level that they've done it. They are truly amazing. I'm not trying to compare myself to them, but just a small, little tiny bit of that would be enough for me. And that's what I spend every single day doing, 7 days a week, trying to bring awesome stuff to you guys, working super hard. Let's get into it. Let's play some games. Let's get into some Satisfactory. Let's do it, everybody. Now, I can't wait to get powered up today. We're going to go heavy. We're going to go heavy. We're going to go hardcore into the power. We're going to get this power going. We're going to get it going full speed so we can just expand this factory like a boss. So this is to you, everybody. Let's get some hydration going. There we go. 8 a day, everybody. You know, if you just started drinking water, more water every day, 8 of these a day, you start feeling better. Just if you stay hydrated, you'll feel so much better. I try to every day, 8 of those. I drink 2 of those just on the stream alone. But of course, you know, the more you drink water, make sure to have, you know, the restroom handy. You will have to utilize that restroom a little bit extra, but that's okay. Man, this is so awkward to get down this thing. I'm going to learn the secret of this thing. I feel like I'm going to fall. See right there? You feel like you're going to fall. There we go. Now I'm on the thing. I don't know. They got to fix that top part there. I feel like I'm always going to fall off of there. It triggers me. Triggers. All right, let's get her going, everybody. Let's get that love going today. Let's go. Nothing wrong with me loving you. Oh, let's do it. Come on, let's get into it. I love to spread some love here in the chat every day, all day, 7 days a week. We're going to get into it. Okay, now we're going to get into the deep mechanics of Satisfactory. Right. Boom. Right now we're producing 240 right now. Pretty sweet. But we're going to eventually do 480. But now, we got to get our plastic going on. Right now, we can see it's coming out right here. Boom, 240 out of here. It's running across here right now. And we're getting that split going on right over here. Now, of course, going in the back of here, it's coming in at 30, right? How do we know it's coming in at 30? Because this is 120 right there. And, of course, the math is what it's all about. There's 120 barrels per minute coming down this line. And then we're going to split it. Half of 120 is 60. Boom, 60 going that way. Then we split it again. Half of 60, 30 and 30. Perfect, right? 100% efficient. Right over here, same thing. 60 going that way, splitting. 30, 30, 100% efficient. Going into these 4, and they're cranking out plastic like nobody's business. Wait, I don't got to do it. Put it on your machine. That's what's so fantastic about this game, is that not only do you start and you learn the mechanics and you do it first, then you turn it into a big giant machines that does it for you, and that's why I absolutely love this game. Incredibly fun. Look at all that plastic in there. Boom. Oh, man. Nice. All right, let's get into it. Now, what we want to do is try to upgrade to the next level. Now, we could go through and we could build all this other stuff along the way, circuit boards and whatnot, but we're going to go ahead and just convert these circuit boards right here and get them going on. All right, looking good. Let's say 50. All right, there we go. We got computers over here. What's holding us back on our computers? It is circuit boards. So we need to figure out how to make circuit boards, right? So let's go over here. Let's look in this thing here and say, okay, can we make circuit boards in here? No, we can't, right? Plastic, fuel, rubber. So it's not in there. So hold on. Let's throw down some stuff, right? Let's throw down up in here. Let's throw down. Let's throw a constructor down. Boom. Right over there. Wait, what movie? Math. It's easy math, though. It's easy math. If you go to Sesame Street at SeaWorld Orlando and you knock on the trash can, Oscar yells at you, "Scram!" Oh, really, Scorched Dragon? That's cool. I take my 2-year-old every weekend lately, and she loves meeting those characters every time. Oh, I grew up with them back in the day. They were truly wonderful. And, of course, my favorite, Cookie Monster. Though I do love Snuffleupagus. I do love him, too. Big Bird. Big Bird, awesome. I don't know. I really like all the characters. And, by the way, there was no Elmo when I was a kid. Elmo was later years. It was, you know, Cookie Monster, The Count, all that kind of stuff. I think that was fantastic. Amazing, amazing television for kids. And, you know, the thing about your kids when you're little, and my kids got to see Sesame Street as well, Mr. Rogers, because, you know, I played for them as well. And you can always tell when your kids are learning and when their head goes like this. When you see people's head go like that, pets do the same thing. Right? They tilt their head. It tells you that they're learning. And I've seen my kids do it just endless amount of time when they're watching that. And, of course, my kids are in honors now. They're in the Honor Society. They're so amazing. They will be way smarter and more, hopefully, accomplished in their life as well. Hopefully. We'll see. Soundbite, grown man cry. Oh, there we go. Gaming Skulls, another suggestion. Put that, if you don't mind, mods, in my kids' reminders to try to get that soundbite grown man cry. Is that from somebody specifically, the Gaming Skulls? If you can find that like on YouTube or something, whisper my mods that link. That would be awesome. We do story time with Big Bird, meets and greets with Cookie Monster and Elmo. And then you can dance with anyone during the parade. The only TV the baby is allowed is Sesame Street. There you go. Same thing for me. When my kids, until my kids were like, I think like 6 or 7, we programmed everything for them. Like, Sprout is a really great one in our area. Sesame Street, Mr. Rogers, all of that stuff. I don't just let them have the remote control and watch whatever they want. They can only watch TV that we put in there, and they can only watch it for a certain amount of time. My kids can't sit and watch videos all day. They can't sit and watch TV. They can't watch the regular YouTube. They watch the kids' YouTube, and then they screwed up the kids' YouTube, and then they can't watch that at all. You got to be responsible as a parent, right? And they'll learn stuff over time, but you don't want them learning it too early because there's a lot of stuff out there you got to protect your kids for when they're young because they're innocent and they need to have that childhood before they get to that older age where then you gotta, be an adult and then talk to them like they're being a young adult. Like my daughter's in that stage now. She's turning 14. They're going to be 15 next year. You got to talk to them about the dangers of the world. Drugs, alcohol, people who use you, people who pretend like they love you, but they don't. People like that who try to use you as a person for whatever means or ever ends that are most of the time nefarious. So watch out for those people because they look just like normal people. I don't use people. I don't have any ulterior motives. I don't really try to do any of that. And when I ask somebody, hey, could you help out this other streamer? I always give them the condition and give them the ability to say no, right? Like when I was trying to help out Kira Karelia and say, look, she's in this contest. If you guys want to help out, feel free to go ahead. But each and every person I know knows that they can say no. And there will be no repercussions. There'll be no me saying, well, screw you. I'm never going to host you again. Don't do that. Don't put conditions on your friendships. Your friendships should have 0 conditions. And for most people, that is a real uncomfortable thing because they're always used to conditions on it. There's always used to some ulterior motive that people have. And when you do kind things for people, it's a surprise for them. Why is this person doing a kind thing? Ash Nushki last year, right, when I brought her to TwitchCon, right? I raised funds to get her to TwitchCon. She's like, why would you do that? It's like 600 hours of your time to get me to TwitchCon. Why would you do that? Why wouldn't I do that? Why wouldn't I do kind things for other people? I look at it the other way, right? She's doing amazing stuff behind the scenes. Same thing with Scorched Dragon and Rat the Wall, Chewy. They're working behind the scenes, keeping the chat awesome, coming up with ideas, improving the stream, working on stream commands, and working on the quality of the stream. Why would I not say thank you in that way? That's how I look at it. And again, most people are shocked when you do kind things for them, right? Like I was, out like 3 o'clock in the morning one time, and I was filling up my car with gas, and some guy came out of the dark. I mean, he came out of nowhere. I don't know where he was. I'm out there all by myself. Gas station's closed, except for you can go up and, use your credit card or whatever. Some dude appears out of nowhere, and he comes up with a gas can. So I'm assuming his car broke down. And he comes up and he's like, hey, man, can I get some gas? And I took the thing out of there. And he's like, oh, come on, man. I was like, oh, no, I'm not going to dog you, man. You go ahead and put it down. I'll hook you up. And I filled up his entire thing. I said, there you go, man. I hope it all works out for you. I put the gas thing back, closed it up, because he could have knifed me and killed me right there. There ain't nobody would have found me right there. He's like, thank you. And then he walked off into distance. I never knew his name, never met him again, and he walked off, and there you go. Two people that you could have said, nah, screw you, bro. I'm not paying for your gas, right? And then drove off. Or I could have saw him coming and got in the car and drove off right away. But sometimes you got to go out there. But be safe, though, everybody. Be safe. But sometimes, fate is asking you, are you going to be good or are you going to be evil, right? Now, they could have been evil. You never know. So be careful. I find when you're kind to others, it always comes back to you. Either in the way you feel about yourself or it circles around and kind things happen to you as well. Some not so kind things are still going to happen to you along the way. It doesn't remove all the rough times where like your kids are breaking car doors and that. Like my kids recently broke my wife's car door. That's why I mentioned that. Something else I got to get fixed, right? Something else I got to get fixed in there. All right, let's get back to the game. Back to the game here. I get off in tangents. I like go off to the side and I squirrel and I come back. You know what? I can't believe I haven't put that sound bite in there. Mods, squirrel sound in there. Kids reminder, sound bite, squirrel. I can't believe I haven't put that in yet. No, I haven't put that in yet. No, I gotta put that in here. Oh, wait till you see this cool new video I'm doing as well. Very, very cool. We'll get all to that in a bit. So what we're trying to do is something. I can't remember what I was trying to do. Circuit boards. That's it. Trying to do circuit boards. So as you can see, there's no circuit boards here in this one right here, which is called the constructor. So we'll take that one out. So we'll go in and we'll put in the assembler and say, okay, can we do that? Uh-oh, hold on. We're out of just stuff. Out of the copper wire there, but luckily we brought some. Meanwhile, it's making crazy tons of plastic over there. So let's go ahead and get the assembler out. Oh, wait, no, that's rotors. That's rotors, not wire. Rotors. Rotors. I saw you in there, rotors. All right, there we go. Boom. And I just put it down just to see what's inside there. Now, I have it in a spreadsheet. I can look it up there, but that doesn't show you guys on the stream. All right, right here is circuit board. So what do we need? We need a ton of plastic right over there. You can see we need plastic, and then we need that wire right there. So plastic and wire, and then we're good. And eventually we want to set this up to where we're making tons of plastic and we're making tons of circuit boards and tons of computers. Now the problem is right now our copper is 3,000 in that direction. It's 3,000 that way. That doesn't help us way over here unless we set up a train or we set up a vehicle going back and forth. Now the other thing we could do though is we could look around for a copper node by us. And I don't know. I've never looked for a copper node here. Seems very far away, right? It's not going off yet. Oh boy. 1,200 in that direction. 1,400 in that direction. 1,500 in that direction. So there's really no close by copper node. 1,200 is pretty okay. I mean, I could go down there and bring it down here on a conveyor. But it's really far away. So what we want to do is instead of building our infrastructure for making all of this stuff, we want to get these barrels all the way back closer to where our copper is, right? And we can just go 1,200 in that direction and run this 1,200 in that direction, which wouldn't be too hard. We could just run a conveyor, or we could run a train when we get to that stage, but we're not to that stage yet. So that's the first thing we need to do is go in and start to try to make these computers that we're going to need later. Now, I think we need 75 at this stage, which is a lot of computers. And we're going to need a lot of, we can make 98 circuit boards. So there we go. Let's get those done. But what we can do is we can take all this plastic with us, as well as we can start to run it to copper. And then we're going to have that copper and plastic start to make those circuit boards, which we can also transport where we need to go. So we're going to try that. We're going to see where this copper node is that's closest to this area, and see if we can, put it in the in-between spot. Like say, take the plastic and run it 500, and take the copper and run it 500, so it meets in the middle, so you don't have to go the full 1,000. And then turn around and let it do the rest. Because right here, look at this. This is a lot of time and effort it would take us to make these things. It's better to get our stuff doing it instead of us doing it, because it's going to go over time while we're doing something else, which is always a way to go. What did we run out first? We ran out of screws there. Got tons of plastic we can make, though. We can make our own plastic here. Now, another thing we can make while we're at it is a ton of fuel as well. This fuel is going to last us a lot longer than our other fuel. We're going to go ahead and use that for our vehicle over here. Works fantastic. Johnny Pickle in the chat. So does this game ever crash on you? I've never had a crash so far. So far. Right? Hashtag so far. I've never had a crash. But then again, I have not gotten to the mega base level. Believe me, I'm going to push it to its limits. You're in the stream with the Wasteland Tycoon. I'm going to have the most incredibly humongous factory, tapping at every single node I can find, every single resource at its maximum speed, I'm that dude. I'm that guy who will turn this entire world into one ginormous factory. That is exactly what's going to happen over time. Now, of course, eventually when they come out with servers, we can all do it together. Now, we can multiplayer right now, but typically when I first am playing through and I'm learning game mechanics and whatnot, I typically don't like to multiplayer. And that's because it usually slows down everybody else. Because I like to take my time. I like to go through where everybody else might have played 1,000 hours more than me. And they're like, well, Kismet, here, I'll just do it. Right? I don't like that. I like to learn it and make mistakes and learn along the way. I feel like that's the essence of games, is that you have all of those experiences of learning different stuff. Ooh, we got tons of plastic. All right, so let's go out here and let's research this node, which we know is about 1,200 in this direction. Let's get our little vehicle and let's get going. See how I'm looking at the numbers to try to estimate how far it is in front of us. I feel like I should just keep this going, but then it runs into that thing there. And let's see, we're about halfway now. Yeah, we're about halfway. All right, hold on. Disable autopilot. Make sure you disable. I just accidentally enabled the autopilot. Otherwise, it'll just start going straight and run off the side. So be careful. Oh, actually, that's like straight from here. So we can run it halfway and then run that this way. That's what we're going to look into here. Let's go. And we can also build the bigger vehicle when we get enough of these computers going on. I feel like it's going to be on the side here. Yeah, maybe right up there. We can just run up there and tap into it. Right over here. Maybe. Oh, it's right there up on that thing. Oh, man, we ran by there before. I didn't even know it was up there. Yeah, it's literally up on that thing right there. Well, let's just go ahead and do what we do, right? We're builders. Builders build. That's what they do. And I'm a big-time builder. Let's go. Let's go. 5 there. Let's put a 6 on this one. Boom. Now we can get into the building, right? One of the cool things, you can set hotkeys to stuff like this. So you can get it going on nice and easy. I'm, of course, using my Razer Naga here, which I absolutely love, which has all the normal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 12 buttons on the side. I am affiliated with Razer, but in their infinite wisdom, they haven't partnered me yet. I would love to be partnered with Razer. Incredibly great. And, of course, there's a lot of other fantastic people out there who make awesome gaming materials and peripherals that I really, really like as well. Lots of awesome peeps. Boom. I forgot the stuff. And you're like, Kismet, why are you taking that stuff out? I don't like to walk through there because it could be, you know, stuff hidden in there. Oh, wait. I got an idea. Let's bring our vehicle. Let's really have some fun. Let's go ahead and risk our entire vehicle here. Again, the driving in this game is really well done. I hope they don't change the driving. The driving is just like already perfect, just the way it is. Just in case there's some danger. Let's just run over everything. Out the way! There we go. That's a great way to clear it. Oh, man. If this is a pure node, I'm just going to, like, lose my mind right now. You ready? You ready? There we go. No, it doesn't crash at me. It's great. There we go. There you go. No copper for you. Exactly. Survey says... Oh, how did I guess it? How did I guess? I had no idea. I've never been to this node before. I had no idea. I just had like a feeling, right? You get that feeling like something good's about to happen. Awesome. That's a pure node, everybody. That's awesome. All right. Also, we got to go up here because I feel like we want to get this ready. Up here. Can we get it? No, we can't get it. Let's go this way. Boom. Come on. I feel like we can get it here. Come on. There we go. Hold on. Now, if you go the opposite way on it, all you have to do is just jump enough and try to get a little bit on the side, and you can actually go the opposite way of the conveyor, by the way. The slower ones, but the faster ones are much harder, obviously, because they're going faster, so they'll just woof, push you way out of there. I feel like maybe we could go up a little bit higher, maybe up here. So let's go ahead and try this. Over here. Now, if we were already up there, this would be easy. Oh, right there. There it was. I saw it. There we go. I suggest keep your weapon out. I'm listening. Come here, little buddy. Bingo. Oh, this game is so beautiful, right? Look how beautiful it is down there. All lush and really well done. This is all handcrafted, this world. Something blue over all mountains. All right, let's be careful. We're going to fall off. Where'd our little thing go? If you want to make it easier on yourself, here's what you do. Just take the conveyor out and then just put it in the opposite direction. Like that. And then down we go. Easy mode, everybody. Easy, easy. Now, I could have also put planks there and all of that. Easy way to get up there. All right. We're going to tap this node right here. First thing we need to do, of course, is get rid of all this stuff in my way. Out of here, evil tree. All right. We can also use this for fuel later. I'm damaging the environment of my location, but I'm that person who would go around and take out every single tree and every single bush everywhere just so I can see what's there, right? Is there like something laying around there and whatnot? And to utilize every last resource. Drain the entire planet of resources. I feel like at some point the whole planet's going to be like what do you call it? Well, come on, brain. The whole planet is going to be damaged. Like my brain, apparently. Damaged by environmental problems. I'm feeling the danger. Oh, there's something else over here. What's this? A pure iron node here, too. Oh, man. Hold on. Did we bring our beacon? We did not bring our beacon. Oh, now we know there's a pure iron node there as well. So, pure iron node, pure copper node. Well, see, that's why you follow your instincts, everybody. My instincts were saying, go over there and look, Kismet. Uh-oh. Don't get lost now. Where's my vehicle? See, use your truck as a guide. There it is. Yeah. So let's see, north over there, there's a pure iron node. Pure copper node, pure iron node. All right, we are so incredibly styling right now. Let's go ahead and tap this. I'm not sure if I have enough resources. Let's see. What do we need? We need the bars, and we need the other things. Let's go ahead and get into the workbench. Craft bench. Cased bars. Oh, we don't have enough room. Oh, we could have stayed in there. Put some of this plastic in there. Back to the craft bench. So let's make some of these. Or actually, even better. Let's do this. Nope. Press the plus. There we go. Again, it has an actual workbench built into the vehicle, which is pretty cool. So we need 5 of those. Perfect. 5. There we go. And we need 2 portable miners. I don't think we can do portable miners in there. Nope. Put our equipment workshop down. And what do we... Oh. Well, we need some more wire. And you're like, Kismet, you got to go all the way back to your base for wire. Well, we can look in here and see if there's some in there. But guess what? We got a pure wire node right here. We just pick it up and make it ourselves. We got a copper node. Why not do that, right? Just pick it up and use it right there. You got to improvise, everybody. Improvise is the key. Be a problem solver. I am a huge problem solver. It's probably what I do the best. So let me catch up here in the chat. Oh, yes, you're right. It is, my head had a few drinks of dinner. Oh, all right. Uh-oh, had a few drinks. Ever crashed? No. You use your squirrel emote. I have a lot of people who come in who just come in and get the squirrel emote. They actually subbed my entire channel just for the squirrel emote because it's just so perfect. It is incredibly great to use in any stream, as well as my food and water emote. Perfect to use in anybody's stream when they get low food and water in game. Give them a reminder as well. All right, we're gonna make some wire. That's what we need. Right here. There we go. And that's gonna allow us to make a couple of these portable miners. Look at us improvising. Boop. Oh, man. My first pure copper node. It's going to be insane. All right, let's back this out of here. All right. We want to aim it in the direction that we came from. I believe it's over here. Somewhere. Over this way. All right. So we want to aim it toward this kind of monolith here. Is this something here? No. Just a big old thing there. All right. We want to aim it in that direction. So Mark II here. Can't afford. What am I... Oh, a little bit of wire. All right. All right, I'm on it. I'm on it. A little bit of wire. We have like 3 boxes full of it back there, but okay. It happens. All right, that's what we need. We need a cable, not steel wire. All right, there we go. So now we want to kind of aim it in the direction we want to go. Like that. Now, see, we were super smart because we sent our power along the edge here, and now we can literally just tap that power right over there. We're going to be able to run that power. Let's run it behind here directly to our thing right here. So it's going to bring that all the way in. Well, if we make some more wire, which is just perfect because it's the node that makes the wire, right? So we can just make a little bit more cable in this case. Sorry, cable. And it's the node that does that, so it makes it super easy. So we'll pull that right over here. Let's say right there. Too long. Right there. And then, boom. Good to go. There she goes, firing up. 240, baby! 240 unboosted. That is awesome. So we're going to have to use our faster thing. I don't think we're going to have enough. We got 5 right now. So we can't really get that going, though. If we had a coal node over here, we could make our own. So we're just going to start with the 60 here and run it, and we'll have to come back and we'll have to upgrade it later on. My vehicle seems to be in the exact bad spot that I don't want it to be in. Oh, man, what a day. What a way to start, man. What a way to start. Holy moly. Amazing. All right, let's just put it right up here for funsies. And then we're going to put it right... you know what? We're going to come back. That's the thing we should do. We should come back and get that going on. Oh, we're out of concrete as well. We're out of a ton of resources that we're going to need to make this go. I bet you got a ton of concrete back in my base, too. All right, so that's what we're going to do. Let's go back and get that going on. Back at my main base. Let's get all the resources that we need. That's a little scary, isn't it? Little scary. But fun. All right. So we're going to need a ton of resources. So let's run back, get the higher level resources, bring them back. We know that's possible now. We know that's totally possible. Also a pure iron node there that we can tap into if we want to make items that's going to help us down the road. So we have both copper, a pure copper and a pure thing. See, that right there, if I were to play through again, I would literally just run straight over here at the start. Right to that pure node and copper node. Because that's the two things you have at the very beginning, other than limestone. So if there was a limestone node over here, forget about it. You just camp your base right there. Come straight over. It might be this one right here. I don't know. I don't know which node that is. It potentially looks like copper to me. Or limestone. That kind of does look like limestone. I'll find out eventually. We'll get into it. Now, again, I have been to the highest level of the game. I have been to nuclear power, and I've done all of the things. Except for I haven't unlocked all of the computers, which we found out the other day are actually patterns. That if you go and you find those down crafts, you take those hard drives, and then you can select all the different kind of next level patterns, which help you produce more of those items. So it's not as tedious to make those items along the way. So you're making way more screws or way more iron plates or whatever it is. That is very, very cool. Very, very cool. And also I've had the higher level vehicle when we found quartz last time, which goes way faster. We also got to trains, and we were running trains back and forth, which I will definitely do. This whole thing right here is all about a future train that will pull resources and bring them back here. We're going to have tons of copper, tons of computers being made. We don't have to run the barrels all the way back over here now. We could run the copper to where the barrels are, just run it raw, because it'll be up at 480 just with, a couple boosts in there. And then we could produce all the stuff that we need for making some of that stuff, right? Making circuit boards and stuff. All right, here we are back at our base. And let's drive around here as close as we can. Right here. And this is my main base right here. Whenever you see these conveyors stop, there's something going on. Like, what's up with these conveyors? Why are they stopped? Right? What's up? What's up with this? All right, that's working. That's still going. Looking good. Over here. Oh, yeah. The rotors are slowing it down. Rotors are slowing it down. It means my rotors aren't coming in fast enough. Here, that's telling me that my concrete is full. Over here, so we'll go grab a whole bunch of concrete out of here because we never want that to stop, ever. You never want your production to stop in anything. You always want it to be going, right? Always want to be going, building up resources constantly, and that helps you in the long run. So we're going to go ahead and put this in here. We'll keep the plastic on us for now. I kind of feel like we're going to just do that at the other end once we get this going. The other thing we're going to need, of course, while we've been off doing other stuff, it's been over here stacking. Now look how I've done this time. Right, this time I said, screw it, I don't want to run all over the place from my base like I did last time, and just bring all the resources to me right next to my hub. So if I need to build something, it's literally right here. So we got the heavy iron plates, we've got the screws, we've got, of course, the bars, we've got these over here, which are the steel beams, and so on. And we need the steel beams. Look how many steel beams it's made while we were busy. Right? I'm going to grab a bunch of those. Maybe that's a little much. Because we're going to also need some plates and some iron rods, but I might already have some of those down there. So let's go ahead and grab a bit of that. Right? Plates and iron rods. Now, we could go through and we could grab all of this, but you know what we could do that's even cooler and more fun? We could upgrade our vehicle. Let's go do that instead. See if we can. Because we're going to go in. We're going to go down to vehicles here. We're going to hit plus, and we're going to see how much it takes of each thing to make this vehicle here. So we need, wrong one. We need 5 computers, which we definitely have. We made those earlier. Then, of course, we need motors, heavy frames, and we need the thing that, of course, we were smart enough to bring the plastic with us, which, of course, is going to be the rubber, and, of course, the easy one, which is the beacons, right? So we need all of that stuff. Now, we have some of that stuff already in here that we can utilize, like the plastic here. We can go ahead and put down our workbench here so we don't have to run back every single time. So let's go in here and let's get this ready. So the first thing we need is to make some rubber, because that's the thing we haven't got going yet. So we're going to need a bunch of barrels of oil. Well, I don't think we brought any to make those barrels, but we do have a bunch of plastic. in there. So, actually, we'll leave the plastic in there. Yeah, we'll use that plastic for computers later. We already got enough for now. And then, let's see. What was the other thing that takes computers in there? Hold on. Yeah, the truck. All right, why is it not listing the computers there? Hold on, let's take that out. Truck. Oh, I've already got it. It's got a check mark. It's got a check mark there. All right. So motors, right? And we know we're producing tons of motors, right? We're running them over here to be part of our space elevator. So let's go ahead and do a little bouncy bounce and head right over here. Look at this. This is what I love to see. I love to see when stuff is full, right? That's all full in there. So we're gonna need some better stuff than that, right? We're gonna need a nice place to put all of that. I feel like we can sneak another one in right here. Let's go ahead and put all that in a big fat container over there. We need 15 of those. Let's go ahead and make 15. We can make 150 now. We can make 150. Again, the more is like building momentum. It's like anything in any game. You start to build momentum, the more that you start to succeed at certain things. And you do a little bit, right? And then you're building momentum and building momentum and building, and then it starts doubling and doubling again and doubling again. Great example is Fallout 4 or Fallout 76, either one. I'll make, say, one mute fruit, right? And then I'll take that one mute fruit and I'll put another one down. Now I got two mute fruit. And then I take 2 and I turn it into 4, and 4 into 8, 8 into 16, 16 into 32, 32 into 64, 64 into 128, 128, 256, 256 into 512. See how quickly that it grows into a big number? It grows very, very quickly into a big number. The same thing with doing this. It'll grow very, very quickly into that large number as you continue to compound that stuff up. Look at all this loot in here. Look at all this stuff we could be using. I think these are empty. Let's go ahead and take these out. We stop looking at those. Okay, so we got to, while we're here, we got to fix this. This is definitely, doesn't have enough room. So let's go ahead and take this out over here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bring it over this way. We're going to run it in there. Now, let's see. I don't think we could bring that up. And those are all taken. I guess we could make it low like this. It's going to be kind of in our way, but let's see what we can do. Let's see, what belt are we using right now? Huh. Yeah, that will upgrade. So that means we're using a 60 there. Always good to know what kind of belt you're using. We get that to go here. No, we gotta route that, say, through here. This way. Kind of iffy. I should probably turn that around. Let's turn that around the other way. Hold on. Let's turn that around this way. Whoa. 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 That made me jump. I almost fell off that thing. I literally almost walked right off of there. Let's run it this way. There we go. Let's make it go the right. I literally almost fell down there and died. I remembered at the last second I don't have my jetpack. Like, no jetpack! Alright, there we go. Okay, now we can go ahead and try to run it across down to here. There we go. Perfect. And then we're going to run this right there. And then... Nope. Oh, we put it the wrong way. I think we put that the wrong way. Let's try it again. There we go. All right, there we go. So now that won't be stopped. We'll have an extra box of it over here too. See, it's just bringing the resources straight to me, which I like. I like it to do the work for me, so I don't have to do it. So that'll start pumping those in there. Now, again, one of my favorite things that I learned actually from the Satisfactory Twitter page is that if you put this little thing here, right, eventually when the first one goes in there, or the first couple go in there, they'll come out the end, and it tells you what's in that box. That's probably the best tip I can give you right there. So you know what's inside this storage. And we can look just down the row here, and we're like, oh, we're looking for this or that or the other thing. And the second these show up in here, you're going to see them pop out here at the end. And now you know what's in that box. I think that's pretty awesome. And that's going to flow a crazy ton of those in there. Now, the reason why it's flowing at that speed is probably because it's got a big backlog of them in the original thing. And when it catches up, it'll get going. Now, I feel like we want to double that up, too. Because I feel like that's just going to fill up in 2 seconds. So we need a bunch more of these right here. We really need to get these encased industrial beams going as well. But we, I mean, we're on a roll right now. We're on a roll. We got so many things that we could get going in here. Let's see. Let's just make a whole bunch of those. All right, there we go. And so what I do is what I call double up, right? You double up on it. You put the bottom one and the top one. And that's going to allow it to just sit here and make more and more and more of these while you're busy doing other stuff, right? Boom, there we go. Now what's going to do is grab it. You can see it kind of flowing in there. It's going to grab all the stuff from down here, and it's going to run it to the top side. So everything that comes in is going to fill both those boxes. Incredibly great way of doing that. And of course, you can see some of them. Look how high they're stacked, right? There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. 3 times 48 is what I got right there. Run it up there. And look, even the bottom one is full. If you know if the bottom one is full, you know that all 3 of those are full. That's pretty crazy if you think about it. That's a lot of iron bars. And we got to burn those babies up. We're going to burn up all the excess resources eventually. Eventually in the long run. Okay, but that wasn't what we needed. We needed engines. And we're going to go over here. We're going to take a look. Oh, just happen to have a bunch right here. Pretty sweet. Now, we're also running those motors right into here. And you can see that we have maxed out the motors. And eventually we're going to need our heavy modular frames and, of course, those computers, which is the ultimate of everything that we want to do. So instead of running the oil or the barrels over here like we did before, this time we're going to have it do the computers over where all of the other resources are and do that. And, of course, we're going to need circuit boards, which we know uses copper and uses the plastic, right? We know there's wire, which uses the copper. There is, of course, the plastic, which we know uses the barrels. And, of course, screws, which uses of course, there's 2 things we can do now with screws. We could use the steel, or we could basically take the pure iron node, which we found as well. And the second I saw that pure iron node, I know now that I can do that entire computers off over there where the power is as well. So it'll do both of those things for me. Kind of remotely, and then when it's done with the computers, I'll have it pipe those computers or train those computers back to here, and I'll run it straight into here, which is really cool. Because the train will come along, and then we'll have it come up and over and run literally right into the thing, which is super cool. And again, we also want to watch our production here, because I see that there we go. I see that no stuff is coming along here. And if I don't see enough stuff coming along there, then that means somewhere my production needs some help. Right? Like right there, there's only like 1 or 2 rotors coming along, which is telling me that somewhere over here that my rotor production needs some love. Let's take a look. What is slowing down my rotor production right now? Nothing. It's just the fact that it is slow. It is slow. But that's okay, right? That's okay. It doesn't have to be a humongous amount of them if we don't need them at that moment. It's good for it to just run. It can run a bit slower, a little bit less efficient over time. All the machine can run slower, because while we're doing something else, it's always building stuff up. So big time. Hey, Solara coming in, being the what do you call it? The official person who is monitoring my chat. I have a lot of lurkers in my chat. Actually, this is nothing. I had 300 people on my channel yesterday. You know why? Because Twitch gives me lots of love and puts me on the recommended page, and I thank them greatly for that. But people love to lurk in my channel. If you like to lurk, if you like to hang out, even if you like to chat, feel free to say hello in the chat, because I'll even say hello back to you, and so will other people say hello in the chat to you over time. And also, if you hang out in the stream here and you don't get too rowdy, follow those chat rules, you can literally win thousands of dollars worth of free stuff in my channel. I've given away thousands of dollars worth of games, free Amazon gift cards, free stuff for Steam and all of that. If you're into that, if you don't like winning stuff, hey, yeah, it's your prerogative, right? It's your choices, your life choices. But I have lots of people come in my channel and say that from time to time. When I'm talking about stuff here in the stream, most people listen to my stream like a podcast. And I do commentary as I'm going along. Okay, I got to do this, I got to do the other thing along the way. So most people would just be chilling and listen. My man's a very chill stream. You can come in and chill out anytime you want. Feel free to chill out, put your feet up, get yourself some popcorn, hang around with people that you like. Go for it. I play 76 and listen to Kismet every night. There you go, H2O. Yeah, a lot of people are playing games while they're listening to my stream. My stream is very good for that, where you can hang out and you're like, oh, wait, Kismet just talked about something cool. Hold on a second. And then you can switch back to stream, see what I'm doing. Oh, cool. And then you switch back to whatever you're doing. That works fantastically. I do that myself. I usually have like 4 or 5 tabs open of different streamers. And I have the stream up, and I'm usually listening to the primary one. And then when they go AFK for a minute, I might switch to another one, or I might just wait for them to come back, right? I mean, might as well show them some love, right? I'm just sitting here working on stuff, and I can also listen to that and also do other stuff at the same time. Some people are doing their homework. Some people are back to school. I'm sure some of you are. Or if you go year-round school, you've already been in school all this time, which I'm a big fan of year-round schools because, you know, summer break is nice, but it's better when you have smaller breaks so that you don't forget everything that you learned from last year. You got to relearn it all for the first, 3 months of the school, which is a bummer. There was an amazing all-around school in this area, which my oldest daughter got to go to, but sadly they went in as corporate, governments do. They went in and just scalped all the resources from it. Just like, you scrap the resources from this. They went in and grabbed all the resources from it, shut it down, and used it to make another not as good school. And that's how some scummy people are, allegedly. Allegedly, just in case I don't get in trouble. I don't get in trouble, but yeah, I don't typically get involved with politics. You won't hear me talk about politics too much. But that's one of the few times I stood up in front of the council and I said, what you're doing is wrong. What you're doing is absolutely wrong. I don't care what budget you have. You could have an unlimited budget and you would never be able to create that school. And I know I've been to hundreds of schools. My mom is a teacher, right? And she has a lifetime teaching credential. She can teach anything for the whole rest of her life. I would go from school to school with her because she used to install computers in school. She knew about computers before anybody back in the 70s. And that's how I got into computers, because she had one of the very first Apple IIs back in the day. I had a Commodore 64, Timex Sinclair. Some of you old fogies like me, you heard of all of those things. Of course, Amigas and all of those as well way back in the day. And of course, it affected my entire career. I was so far ahead by the time I was in my age where I could go to work, right? 18, 20 in that age, that I already knew computers for the last 10 years, as well as have been studying graphic design and 3D architecture and all of that stuff since I was a kid. I had such a huge head start that when everything started shifting over to the computer, when graphic design started shifting over to the computer, guess who was making the big money at age 20? Right? More than some people make who were 40 years my senior at that time, who had been in printing forever, because I was at the right place at the right time at the very beginning of when all of it was switching over to the computer. Whenever all design is now 99.9% done in the computer now. It's all done, in Quark or InDesign or something like that. It's all done like that. But then it wasn't. It was all done traditionally. It was all done by hand. So you'd get your photos, you would get your text, you would get all your stuff, and you would do what's known as compositing. You would composite it together, and then you'd do it all by hand. You'd burn it, and if you did it wrong, you have to do it over. And it's very laborious and very costly because you have to pay for all this film, which actually has real silver in it, by the way. Real, like silver, like the mineral silver in there, because you have to, make duplicates of it and whatnot. And then, of course, you convert it over to computers. They paid me that big money. I mean, big money. I mean, I made a fortune and spent a fortune on dumb doctors. Dumb doctors! And of course, I spent a lot. I was young. I didn't know that you should save for long periods of time. So, I'd pay for my friends to fly everywhere. A friend of mine was learning to be a pilot at the time, so I would pay for him to fly us all over the place. I would buy or rent 30 Sea-Doos for all of my friends, and we go party at the river. I was that guy. I paid the love forward to all of my friends, and we partied, and we had a great time. But watch out for some of those people, because they vanish the second you don't have any money. Of course, some of my friends still to this day, I could call them on the phone right now. Hey, bro, remember that time I pulled you out of the water when you were drunk? I need a solid right now, right? Look out. I know some really high-powered lawyers. Real high-powered lawyers who have a life debt, right? It's like having Chewbacca backing you up, right? Not just my mod, but the real Chewbacca from Star Wars who owes you a life debt. You Star Wars fans know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Got to recover from cabin fever. Uh-oh, Faber. Oh, you in a cold place? I hope you're not. I hope you're not stuck inside. I was stuck in the bed for over a year and a half. I cannot be in the bed for too long. I can't sit idle for too long because I missed out on, just imagine that, a whole year and a half worth of all the stuff I could have been doing. All of these things I could have been doing where I could have been doing nothing, but nothing on purpose as opposed to having to do nothing, right? That sucks, bro. I tell you, when you have something taken away, that's when you value it more. Right? I wasn't able to ride bikes before like this year to ride a bike again. And I was out today and I went 3.1 miles on the bike today. That's what I did with my kids. The last day of summer, well, really it's yesterday now for me because it's now Tuesday. But some of you are still on Monday. And basically that was pretty much it. That was pretty much it. Went 3.1 miles. We just kept going and going. We're having the greatest time. Me and my kids are laughing and we're singing and having a fun time while we're riding bikes along the path. And, you know, it's the first time we've gone along that path. And it's the first time we've ridden bikes that far. And it was 3.1 miles there and 3.1 miles back. So that was 6.2 miles. I rode on a bike when I haven't done that in forever. I used to go 50 miles, by the way. I used to go to the beach all the time in California. I lived up by Disneyland. So I would ride 25 miles, or it's really about 20 miles from where Disneyland is, Anaheim, Orange County area. And I would ride along the aqueduct. There's a huge aqueduct, which you've probably seen in GTA 5, where you can get down in that aqueduct without water, where all the water's running along there. I know some of you have. I know some of you have played that. I played that actually all the way through. I played the whole storyline. I can't play it on stream, though. It just cusses every 2 seconds. It's just, I mean, it's a really fantastic game. The driving is fantastic. There's a lot of fantastic elements of it. But it's just, you know, annoyingly obscene all the time. And I'm no saint when it comes to cuss words. I'm not going to, you know, call people out on that. But it's just not streamer friendly when people are trying to, you know, eat their dinner or they're hanging around with their family or they're doing that kind of stuff. For me, anyway. Now, if that's your thing, more power to you. I'm not telling you not to do it. Switch your thing on mature and go for it. It's your stream. You do whatever you want. There you go. They're your choices. They're on you. Go for it. So, yeah, I have a good time. Chat, y'all want to talk about 76? Sure, I'll talk about 76. What do you want to talk about? I can't wait for the new NPCs to come in. New NPCs, new companions. They confirmed that you will get companions at your camp. You know, it has a really great companion system. Just throwing it out there. Put a 1 in the chat if you've ever played Star Wars: The Old Republic, right? Their companion system was phenomenal. Not only did you do like an unlock of your companion, but your companion would then be part of your ship. And then on your ship, they would go and do missions for you. And you can still play it to this day. Star Wars: The Old Republic, the base game is phenomenal. I really like all the new story they brought in. They just keep changing the loot rules. Stop changing the loot rules, and you'll stop pissing off my members where they don't want to play. Now, you got to think, when I started playing Star Wars: The Old Republic, right, I had one of the largest guilds, right? 300 members subscribed, right? That was before it was free to play. 300 subscribed members. Do not change your loot rules. Do not make it suck. Simple. Talking to you developers, you know I love you. You do a great job. But don't screw with the loot rules. It pisses people off and they don't want to play. So there went 300 members. Well, also the fact that, you know, we would run stuff. Kind of like when we did, when we were running stuff in Fallout 76, where we're running, we kill the Scorch Beast Queen, the Scorch Beast Queen go down, and then the server disconnects us all, and we all lose our loot. It was much like that when we do the raids. We, you gotta get all these people together, and it takes, you know, in that game it would take like 30 minutes or 45 minutes to get everybody together for a raid. We go do the raid for then another hour or two. We get all the way to the end bosses or one of the end bosses, it'd be glitched out. So there's 4 or 5 hours down the drain. 4 or 5 hours down the drain. And this kept happening over and over again. They weren't fixing it, which then, of course, also pissed off some of my members. And then slowly, over time, they went away. They said, that's it, Kismet, I'm out of here. I'm going to play something else. But I did go to the Guild Summit. That's right. Only 100 of these were given out. That's right. Check it out. The Guild Summit. As a gigantic guild leader, I was able to go to the Guild Summit in Texas at a hotel, actually. And then we got to go to BioWare itself and tour the actual facility and whatnot. I love the original Star Wars The Old Republic. Probably the greatest Star Wars game of all time. I could easily throw that out. What do you guys think in chat? A yes, no in the chat. Do you think that the Star Wars The Old Republic, not the online version, but the Star Wars The Old Republic, the actual kind of single-player game, is one of the greatest Star Wars, or the greatest Star Wars game of all time? Now, I love me some TIE Fighter and some X-Wing back in the day. But you got to say, and by the way, they said they might turn that into a movie. I hope it doesn't suck. Get somebody good in there. You know who they should get? The guy who did Thor Ragnarok. Taika Waititi, right? Put him in there. Put him in to get that one and make it awesome, right? To make that beautiful. You know who else? Of course, Steven Spielberg would be nice. Steven Spielberg, get him in there. Get him as the director of the original KOTOR, right? The original KOTOR. I think it's one of the greatest Star Wars games of all time. Not Star Wars The Republic Online. I'm talking about the storyline, how the storyline, you can change the storyline based on your actions in that game. And actually, Star Wars The Old Republic is based on that original KOTOR. Knights of the Old Republic is actually the game that I'm talking about. Knights of the Old Republic. I feel like that's one of the greatest Star Wars games of all time. Easily. Easily, hands down. Incredibly great storyline, incredibly well done. Lots of twists and turns in there, which I'm not going to spoil for you. Still totally playable today. Still totally playable. You can get on mobile. That's how I played it. I played on mobile. And then it was so good. I just tried to... I played a little bit of the beginning, and I'm like, oh, God, this is so good. I'm going to get this on PC. So I got it on PC, and I played it on there. I think I own about 4 copies of it on just every single platform. It's incredibly well done. You can still play it today, and it's still a fantastic game today. That is a super rare thing, like Fallout 1. You can play Fallout 1 today, even though the graphics are dated and all that stuff. It is still a fantastic game. Because here's what you do with a game, and this game does it right here. Know another game that does? Hold on, I'm going to stop for a second. Hold on. Let's just talk games for a second. Here's what you do first. Indie developers, I have a lot of people who watch my channel who are potential indie developers or game developers. Here's what you do first. Put the fun in first. Don't make it look fancy. Don't put in the massive graphics. Don't put features in your stuff, right? Great. Same thing with product design. Don't put stuff in your software. Don't put stuff in your product just because you can. Just because it's this wonderful fancy thing. Right? Like amazing graphics, all that stuff. Think about what the product is first. Make the product great. Put the fun in first. Satisfactory, still pre-release. They put the fun in first, and they did a phenomenal job. 7 Days to Die, another fantastic thing. They don't have the best graphics. It's not, the Unreal Engine or, the most amazing graphics. It's no Witcher 3, right? When it comes to that really amazing, deep storyline and all of that. But they put the fun in first, and now they're still developing it. It's still in alpha, and they're still developing over time. But it's one of my favorite games of all time. It's not even released. It's still in alpha. But because it's so incredibly fun, it's so well done, you gotta put the fun in first. So I don't care if you're a tiny developer or if you work for the biggest game developer in the world. Fun first, then everything else, right? Great example, Fallout 76, right? Some of those quests are not fun. Got to put that fun in first. Now, what is fun, what is amazing, is that perk system. You put that perk system in, you crushed it. You hit a home run on that perk system. You hit a home run on your sound design, because your sound design is the bomb, man. When you hear a ghoul and it feels like it's right over here, your front right, it's right there, the front right. It's in your back left. Boom, it's on the back left. And look at these, marginal headphones I'm using, right? This is a base Apple headphones because my wife took my Razor Kakars. I need to hook myself up with some epic headphones. But I feel like that's the most important thing, is you put the fun in first, right? And those are the type of games I try to bring to you guys, especially like Satisfactory here. They put so much fun in it. And the second I put those trains down, I knew it was a 10 out of 10 before it was even released. When I built my first gigantic base in 7 Days to Die, and we defended against Horde Night with all of these massive, massive zombies coming in, attacking us, I knew, of course, my awesome peeps at Nitrato, hashtag sponsored. I don't know what I'm thinking. I was just suddenly realized I have my shirt on. Boom. And when they made us a mega server, and we had 32 people in there, and we're gigantic Horde Night, and we've got all these traps going and things spinning, and everybody getting chopped up, and we're blasting north side, left, west side, up and thing. Those birds, get the birds, they're trying to get us, and our base is getting destroyed and wrecked, and it's just epic action, just super fun, right? And it's not the highest fidelity graphics and whatnot, though they've really improved it lately. Alpha 17 and then soon Alpha 18 is going to be amazing. They put the fun in first. You know, another great example? The #1 game in the world. The #1 game of all time. Can you name it in the chat? I know you can. I know most of you have played it. Name the #1 game by sales of all time in the chat right now. Every person who puts it in the chat is getting 1,000 kids caps right now. Let's see who it is. Come on. I want to see if you guys can guess. #1 selling game of all time. You don't know? I know what it is. I've played it. It's awesome. Made the creators billionaires. What do you think it is? Steve-O-Dog got it. Tetris is very close, Tiny. I'm sure he made billions too. It is Minecraft. Minecraft is, because I'm a nerd. Yes, I love me some Tetris. By the way, my wife is the single greatest Tetris player. You know how like they have these world contests where people are playing Tetris? My wife could crush all of those people. She is a non-gamer who is the greatest Tetris player I've ever seen. She gets to level 31. You know, on the handheld, I can't get past like 15 or 18 because it's just going too fast. But she's like, doop, deep, deep, doop, doop, doop. I'm like, how are you even seeing that? She goes, oh, I can see it. I don't know how people do that. That's amazing. But it's a great example. Oh, it's #2? What's #1? What's #1 then? You did the Googles? You went and Googled it. Tetris is #1. Oh, well, I didn't know. Last time I checked, it was Minecraft. I feel like that's not right. I don't feel like that's right. Tetris is an amazing game. But it's it's not on the scale of Minecraft. I don't think so. I mean, it's been out for a really long time. I remember when it came out. Everybody was playing it. Everywhere, on every platform, was playing it. Let's go check. Let's Google. I believe you, but let's go Google. #1 selling game of all time. Let's go. Boom. That doesn't feel right. The last time I checked, it was Minecraft. List of the best-selling games of all time, Wikipedia. By sales, Minecraft, 176 million. Next, #2, and I don't know how long ago this was, right? I don't know how long ago this was. #2, Tetris, 170 billion. 170 billion. Minecraft, 176 billion. Now, of course, Tetris could have took over since then. I don't know when this was last updated, but I'm going to go with Wikipedia, even though it's often very wrong. It's often very wrong. Yep, there we go. Funky says it says it's Minecraft. But it could have taken over because you got to think that, of course, Minecraft is going to reach a point of saturation where Tetris is eternal, just like Doom, right? Tetris is eternal. It's on everything. I mean, you could still get it on BlackBerry at this point. You could get it on a Nokia flip phone. or one of those straight Nokia phones, right? So I believe you if you think it's Tetris. I definitely think it. But I'm talking about Minecraft. And Tetris is that kind of game too. But it is... tell me here, BlackBerry's funny. There you go. But Minecraft, what did they do first? What did they do first in that game? It's a very simple game too if you think about it, right? The concept of it, and all of you are thinking, man, I wish I had thought of that, right? I wish I did. I'd be a billionaire right now, too. Much love to Notch, man. Enjoy that money. Enjoy that money out there, bro. But Minecraft did that thing. They went in, they put the fun in first. It was simple blocks and simple things. And they're like, man, what would be fun? It'd be fun if you could build yourself a little house, if you could explore, if you could dig down and find stuff and do that. And it just sparked people's imagination. It activates that creative part of your mind, just like this does for me, and just like 7 Days to Die, and just like a whole lot of other games, Astroneer, Fallout 76 when I'm building, Fallout 4 when I'm doing settlements and all of that stuff, or when you're doing storylines and you get into that deep Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas and you're in there and you're like, okay, oh, well, this guy is related to this guy and this guy knows that guy and you got to go over here and, oh, man, they're going to launch a nuke and you got to choose, between, the good guy, the bad guy or whatever, and it just captures your imagination. It grips you and it drops you into the story. I love that. Or it activates that imagination. And some people in Minecraft built like the Enterprise at scale, at its actual size. That's some hardcore. That's some hardcore there. And they're making gigantic castles and all this complex stuff and amazing stuff from a game that simply gives you blocks. Square blocks. That's what they give you in that game. Square blocks, go to town. Genius. That's just genius. They put the fun in first. They knew that would activate people's creative imagination. And if I had grown up during that age, I probably would have been massively, massively done. You know what else does that? Legos. Legos, same thing, right? Legos. Oh, Scorched Dragon just said it. Oh my gosh, that's weird. Oh, I said it and then Scorched Dragon. That's why they call me Kismet, by the way. Did you see that? Did you see that, Scorched Dragon? I said it, and then you said it right in the chat at the same time. That's wild. That's wild. Speaking of Tetris Kismet, Tetris Effect is great, both visually stunning and good gameplay, PS4 or PC. I own Tetris on everything. My wife loves Tetris. She's like the Tetris queen. I'm telling you, she could crush anybody at Tetris if she wanted to, but she's not competitive, and she don't play games like I do. She's been playing a bunch of just mobile games. She's playing one now that's like, you put the burgers together and then you feed it to the peeps, or she's playing the diamonds one that come down and it blows. And it's fairly complex, too. She's a non-gamer who games. She games at the end of every day. She goes in there and she just plays for 10, 15 minutes, and then she's good. On to the next thing. She is very much not like hardcore like me. Mixie coming in. There we go. There we go. Pong. Johnny Pickle, I was there when Pong dropped. When Pong dropped and it came out day one, I was playing it. Back in the day, I'm the OG, the original gamer, not original gangster, original gamer from back in the day. I've been cutting a path for gamers for the last 40 plus years, easily. There we go. They're counting every version ever released. Yeah, I can believe Tetris, absolutely, because Tetris is everywhere. But I mean, if you think about how long Tetris has been out versus how long Minecraft's been out, and you differentiate that, just kind of like you do with movies, right? If you say, hey, it came out a long time ago, if you adjust for inflation, this movie's actually number one, like Gone with the Wind or whatever, right? That movie's actually number one versus the one that made the big money now, right? You have adjusted. And if you adjust for when Tetris came out versus when Minecraft came out much, much later, I'm telling you, Minecraft would be like, whew, right? If it came out the same time that Tetris came out, forget about it. It would be insanely way above and beyond. That's another game that I own on just about every single platform. I think I do own it on every platform. I own it on the mobile phone. I have it Minecraft for the mobile phone. I have it for my iPad. I have it for all of my different systems, including the Xbox, the PS4, the Switch, and even Mac. I have it on because my kids love to play Minecraft. They absolutely love it. And I went in there and I was playing with them. We created our own private server and we build all these giant things. You can check it out on my YouTube channel, by the way. Me playing Minecraft for the very first time with my kids live here on stream. You go hunt that down on my YouTube channel. Just go to my YouTube channel and search for Minecraft and it will show you all of the Minecraft videos. Very, very fun. I built a gigantic, what I call sky garden. Where we built a 6 level thing and I made round in Minecraft, because I felt like that's one of the things it would be probably the hardest thing to do, to make something round, because of the way it is, kind of like anti-aliasing around the outside. So there you go. Now I'm telling you, developers, here's what you do. Put the fun in first. You're like, Kismet, if they don't understand what that means, then don't make no games. Don't make any games. And we know some of those people, right? We know some of those devs, and really big ones too. Really big devs who have forgotten their way, who have forgotten to put the fun in first. They're just trying to put the microtransactions in, and they're trying to put the loot box in. They're trying to get them dollar bills. How can we get the dollar bills for the least amount of effort? That you could, and it's transparent. It's obvious to gamers like me. I see those games and I'm like, oh, that's just a junky game, just trying to grab a buck, right? Make a great game and we will buy it. Simple. God of War, Spider-Man, Red Dead Redemption, Satisfactory, right? Incredibly great games. Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 3, Fallout 4. We'll buy it. We'll give you the monies. I'll even buy something in the cosmetic shop that is not pay to win. I'll buy that too. Put that in there. I got like no money at all. I'll still drop a few dollars in there just to show you the love. Like I don't know nothing about Cyberpunk. By the way, sometimes I go on a complete separate tangent here in the stream. If I go on a separate tangent and you're like, Kismet's on a tangent, I'm going to go get a sandwich. So feel free to go get a sandwich or a snack when I'm on a tangent, and then I get back to the gameplay, if you're just waiting for the gameplay. So I bought Cyberpunk because the way they treat their people. I don't know nothing about Cyberpunk. I don't know nothing. Somehow I missed it, right? I've been busy playing MMOs. I've been playing games. I've been taking care of my wife and family. I've been busy doing other things. Cyberpunk's like my thing. I totally would be into that, right? Totally into like Dungeons and Dragons, Car Wars, if you remember that back in the day. Used to have a great game called Carmageddon too, and Auto Duel. Any of you ever played Auto Duel? Put a one in the chat. Incredibly great game. Of course, Gamma World. You guys remember Gamma World, which is much like a Dungeons and Dragons kind of tabletop player. Played that as a kid as well. Incredibly fun, right? So like a futuristic, after the nukes, very Fallout-like, by the way. I feel like Fallout was very influenced by the desktop game or the role-playing game, the Gamma World. I feel it's very influenced by that back in the day. So some of you are like, Kismet, I never heard of any of that. Well, Google away. You can discover a lot of cool stuff here. I'm going to download some cool stuff for you. You might discover something really fun. Get your friends together, play some Gamma World, or play some Car Wars, or you can, play some Cyberpunk. There you go. Auto Duel is one of my favorite games of all time. Me too. I played the heck out of that game, bro. I played it endlessly, over and over and over, and I loved every minute of it. Again, they put the fun in first, right? Makes me want to retro play that. Mods, put that in my chat. Kids reminder, retro play Auto Duel back. I don't know if you can play that in a modern machine, but I'm sure there's an emulator that can do it. I'm sure. Legacy of Khan series started way back, ended on the PS3. Oh, I see. There's so many games out there. I have missed some of them along the way. Like, I've never played Link. I've never played those games. I've never played Final Fantasy. I'm busy. I'm playing other games. I'm playing Satisfactory right now. Well, I'm kind of playing it. I'm really talking to you guys, and now I'm going to play it. All right, back to it, Kismet. Come on, distracted. I squirrel a lot. That's why we got that emote in the chat. You're like, Kismet, you're squirreling too much. Just throw those emotes in the chat, everybody. Go for it. Go for it. Keep me on track in here. But I love talking games. I love talking, and you can tell, right? When somebody's talking about something they're passionate about, I'm telling you, makes the ladies excited. They're like, oh man, he's passionate about what he loves to do. And I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is that you're passionate about, unless it's creepy. Nothing creepy, everybody. Don't make it creepy. Especially when you're talking to the ladies, right? Don't make it creepy. Don't make it like sexual. Don't make it weird. Don't make it like you're a stalker. Don't go there. You make it something you're excited about. Music, whatever it is, right? Riding, if you like to ride bikes, if you like to parasail, if you like to surf, whatever it is. If you got a passion for it, there's nothing more alpha male than being very passionate about something, being very into what you're into, right? And I don't care. Maybe it's like, dressing up in, medieval stuff and going to the medieval fair. Hey, go for it. Go for it. Wrath the Wall coming in. Thank you so much for the 10 viewer host, Rooney. Welcome, everybody. The wonderful Wrath the Wall. Of course, my epic mod here in the stream. And amazing streamer. Boom. Let's give her some love right over there in the chat. Let's give her a shout out. Everybody go over there. Please do me a huge favor. If you're in my stream right now, we're raising funds to get Wrath the Wall to TwitchCon. Helping her out. But here's what I want you to do. Go over there. Hit that follow button. Click that link right there. Hit that follow button. Check her out the next time she goes live. Show her some love. She does a lot of awesome help here on the stream, as well as goes out there and crushes it. Let's see, what were you playing? Oh, Warframe. Oh, that game is so good, too. That's another game I want to sit and play. So many good games. There's so many great... It's a great time to be a gamer right now. I'm telling you, people like Kismet, I don't have any games. It's a fantastic time to be a gamer right now. Right now, you could go get God of War. I got it for $15. I'm going to play that sucker like on a Sunday. We're going to be playing it as a bonus stream. I'll be like, bonus stream time, everybody. Let's play some God of War. Let's play some Horizon Zero Dawn. Let's play some Last of Us. Let's play some Spider-Man. Let's play some Red Dead Redemption, which I haven't had time to do yet, right? I haven't had time to do, and I love me some Warframe. Warframe has incredibly great combat. Some of the best combat ever. Where you come in with your Warframe, it's got different abilities, and you're like, boom, you freeze all the enemies, and you come in there and you spin around and you're flying, and boom, you knock a whole bunch of enemies out. And then what you do, of course, is you can go from your range, your snipe, and then somebody gets up close to you, and then all of a sudden, whoop, you pull out your axe and you chop them in half. You go right into melee mode. That is so incredibly fun. If you've never tried the combat in Warframe, it is amazing. Now, it's also a humongous game. It's a massive MMO, incredibly well done. Probably one of the top games of all time in how amazingly well it's crafted. I just don't have time for MMOs right now. Because I know if I get in there, I will be lost, and I will just be doing nothing but playing that all the time. And I like to play different games, so I like to play a variety of games. Otherwise, I miss out on games like all the other hundreds of games that I missed out on. I got a giant list of games that I want to get to at some point. And that's a kind of a cool thing to think about, right? That you have all of this stuff that you still have, all of this joy, all of this fun you still have to do because you have all of these games that you can still play, right? You know what? I should make a list. I should make a list of all the games of all time that I suggest. Mods, put a Kiz reminder for that. We're going to make a massive list of all the games that I've played that I suggest and all of the games that I want to play in that list as well. And if you got some games you think I should play, Kismet, you got to check this out. We'll put it on the list. I don't know how long. It might be, a month from now, 5 months, 6 months, 5 years from now. I don't know. But we'll put it on that list. So I always take suggestions here in the stream. If there's an awesome game, even if it's a retro game, if it's a new game, it's an indie game, whatever it is, you send it to me. I'll take a look at it. You never know. You never know. There we go. Put it in the chat. Or you can contact me on Discord as well. Discord.gg. Watch this. Boom! Put it right there in the chat. I got little buttons over here that do stuff. Wait till you see that video on my buttons. On my cool buttons. All right. Well, I got that going. What else? I didn't even remember what the heck I was doing. I was building a truck. Get to it, Kismet. You're such a yapper. You're such a yapper sometimes. You squirrel too much. Let's go. Oh, beacons. That's what we're making. Beacons. We need to make a bunch of beacons. What do we need? We need wire and wire. Wire and wire. We got no room there. Let's get some wire. All right, let's turn our game sounds back on. Let's get into it. Now, Monday is like a day where I chill out. We have fun. We play games. We talk a bunch. Most of the time, I'm playing games. Sometimes I'm talking, though. Occasionally. That's what I enjoy that the most out of streaming. If you lose that, by the way, as a streamer, the ability to talk to your chat, the ability to do that. Like, some streamers are so humongous that literally they can't talk to their chat because it just scrolls by and that kind of stuff. I feel like you lose a little bit of something when you reach that level. But of course, you're at that high level now. Of course, you have a lot more resources and you can do awesome things for other people. But that kind of interactivity, just talking with people in the chat, is my favorite thing to do. Absolutely, in Twitch, absolutely. And I love the Twitch community. I think it's the absolute best one around, for sure. For sure, way better than the YouTube one. I'm sorry, I'm going to just throw that out there. because, you know, there's a lot of trolls out there, but there's some great people also on YouTube as well, including great content producers there as well. But sometimes it can be a little toxic in that comment section. You've been in there. You know you've been in those comment sections before. A bit toxic in there. Watch out for that. All right, let's get that. I'm going to make beacons if I can keep my mind focused long enough to do so. There we go. How many we need? Of course, didn't bring it up. Plates. More plates. Let's go. So yeah, again, of all time, this is my favorite platform. Here's another reason why I love Twitch so much is I'm an older guy, right? Now, you may not see it in your life yet, but some people look at you and they instantly judge you. They instantly have something against you. They instantly say something about you like, Kismet, you're old, right? That's called discrimination based on my age. People do it to me all the time. They look at me, oh, who's this old guy? And then they go, right? And then they don't talk to me. I've had that happen at parties. When I go to TwitchCon, people walk up, young people who haven't learned that that is discrimination, and they'll walk up, right? Or some people look at you because where you come from in life, what you look like, you know, whether you're good looking or not good looking, whether you're tall or short, fat or wide, and they'll judge you right there. I think that's the most worst thing you can do to somebody. Every person in the world is a complex person. They're more than whatever you see on the surface. They have a lot going on. And you got a lot going on, I'm sure. And you wouldn't want somebody to do that to you, and I certainly wouldn't do that to somebody else. I love every different person because you always learn something because they have all different types of knowledge, different background. They may have discovered something that you haven't discovered yet, and you can have that relationship with them in a way that, boom, you just learn something from them, they just learn something from you. Everybody in the entire world, right? We are more the same. 99% the same, and only 1% different, just on the outside. That makes us uniquely different. But inside, we're all the same stuff, bro. We all came from the same place. From our mama and our daddy. Mostly mama, though. Give the mama the credit. Show your mama some love. Always appreciate your mamas. Big time. But that's the way I look at it, right? And I'll get that all the time. Who's this old guy? Who's this guy? And you can see it in their, without them even saying anything, you can see it in their eyes, right? Put a 1 in the chat if anybody's ever done that to you. And just see it right in their eyes. Oh! Blair and Fire coming in with the let's get the best mods at TwitchCon. Let's do it, everybody. Let's do it up in here. I feel like it's time for a little bit of celebration, if I can find it. Where's it at? Where is it at? Where is it? It has disappeared. There it is. Come on. There we go. A little celebration going on here in the stream. Thank you so much, Blair and Fire, for that donation. Again, I feel like if you know what that feels like, the second you know what that feels like, then you should never do that to somebody else. You should have that empathy at that moment, that somebody else is going to feel that same way if you treat them the same way. And some people are just shallow like that. Some people are like that, or they haven't grown up yet. They haven't got past that stage in their life that they got to judge people. They got to say, oh, well, this person's just this. No, they're a whole complex person. And some people do that to females a lot. Right? I'm going to talk a little real talk with you guys. Some people do that with females. They're just like, boom, they're like a trophy to them. They're like, they're not even like a human being. They don't treat them like they have their own thoughts and feelings and emotions. They're a complex person, a human being, right? You don't treat them like that. That's just wrong. It's just absolutely wrong. And I've warned my daughters of that too, that people will treat you in that way, right? They'll treat you not as a human being, not as a person, right? Just as like an object, right? You got to watch out for that, guys. Don't do that. Don't do that. Here's what you do. You make that girl laugh. That's what my power is with my wife. No matter how bad of a day she has, I can always just go and give her that look, and she smiles every time. Every single time, 26 years later, still together. Still together. Find that smile. Find that something in common. Find that wonderful moment where you just appreciate being with that person, right? The way she laughs. Sometimes she might snort when she laughs, right? She may giggle, right? Oh, man, the little imperfections are the most amazing thing. And I'm telling you, all the sexy is right here. Right here in the eyes. When she looks at you with love in your heart, oh, man. This is why I call my wife Sunshine. Because it's like sunshine. It's like sunshine, and it hits you like lightning. I'm telling you, like this. It hits you like lightning like that, and that sunshine goes right through into your soul. Right? It's like when you're, it's a cloudy day, it's cold outside, you're a little chilly, you got your jacket pulled in, right? And then all of a sudden the sun comes out of nowhere, and it beams right onto you. It hits just you. You're the only one getting that sunlight that starts to warm you up inside. That's the best way I can explain it. That's the way my wife is to me. Hopefully you can find that in your life. Hopefully you can. Be that person to somebody else and expect them to be that to you as well. There we go. And if they don't love you, you don't want to be with them anyway. You don't want to be with them. It'll be miserable. They don't deserve you. Go find somebody else who will appreciate you and love you for who you are and treat you like a real person. I don't care if you're male or female. Either way, I don't care who you are, where you come from, what you're back from. I only care about how people treat other people. There's only one big rule in life, and that is, how did you treat people in your life? That's my thing, and I've got a great one for that, because I've done nothing but treat people with respect and kindness my whole life. So there we go. Except for when I was young. I was a little bit of an a-hole because I was all about myself. But I got over it, luckily. For the bulk of my life, I got over it in my 20s. So in the bulk of it, I'm good. I'm more good than being all selfish when I was young. But then, of course, that's the way, when you're young, you only think of yourself, and you're thinking of survival, right? Because you got to survive when you get, past your parents and you get out on your own. You got to be able to, get food and water and shelter and all of those things. And then it can become very selfish. It can be very just all about you. And then, of course, when you meet somebody else, it just kind of turns that around. You see life from a different perspective, and you start to think about other people and how they are, and you build up an empathy for other people. Of course, there are some people in the world who have zero empathy for anybody else. Zero empathy. They don't even know what that means. They say, oh, I have empathy for people, and you can tell they don't. You can tell they have zero empathy for anybody but themselves. Watch out for those people. Those are dangerous people, too. Those are real dangerous people. I mean, we're doing a lot of real talk today. Look what you guys did. You got me started. I blame all of you in chat. In fact, here's 5,000 Kiz Caps. Mods, give out 5,000 Kiz Caps for listening to Kismet rant on today. Listen to him yap on. Agreed. Oh, lots of ones in the chat for that. Exactly. I know you have a couple of these on each arm. I have a couple of these on each arm. Nerd show trophies. There you go. It takes a minimum of 2 years of dating one person before you truly know someone. Exactly. Exactly. Don't act like you're a secret agent, guys. Don't act like you're not who you are. I'm telling you, the sexiest thing, to go up to a lady and say, you know what, I think you're wonderful. Right? Or if you're into guys, you're into girls, whatever you're into. Ladies into guys, guys into girls, girls into girls, guys into guys. Hey, it ain't my job in life to monitor other people's who they should love. There's another important thing in life, everybody. It ain't my job to tell other people who they should love. It took me a long time to learn that. A long time to learn that. I don't go around and say, hey, you can't love that other person. It ain't my job. Well, who assigned me that job? No thanks. No thanks. Love whoever you want. It's your life. They're your life choices. They're all on you. I love my wife. I love my kids and my friends. And I love all of you for being in my stream right now. Really, I do. I appreciate you. All right, let's get into it before I start getting all weepy and stuff. We've got like zero. We got zero done all this time. I do squirrel. That's why I have that squirrel emote, everybody. Be fully aware that Kismet does go on full squirrel some days. All right, let's make some screws. Because we're going to actually make some stuff right now. Let's do it. There we go. We're going to make some heavy modular frames, even though I feel like we have some back there. What are we trying to do? We're trying to make the rubber part of it. That's what we're trying to do, the rubber here. And we got to have the crude oil. We got to go back for that. And we're trying to make the beacons. That's what I'm trying to make over here. I'm trying to make the beacons. I'm so distracted. Even though I have it tagged over there on the side, what I'm supposed to be doing, I am not doing it. Okay, we got that. So we can't build the car until we get all the way back the other side, because we're going to need that raw stuff. And I don't think we brought any with us. All right, let's take these out so they're not blocking our vehicle. So we definitely have to go the other way. All right, we got everything filled up. What else are we going to need? Plates. I feel like we're going to need a bunch more iron rods. We better take those. Even though we could make a bunch when we get over there because we have that pure node. We found 2 pure nodes today. It's pretty awesome. Copper pure node and also a iron pure node. Very, very awesome. We're going to really crank it up here. I feel like, see, you put the 60s, you put the small one in there. If you only have like 2 or 3 or something, you put that in and you're good to go. I'm going to put this thing down too here. Look at how many of these we're building up now. We've got 8 of them in there. Man, I feel like I want to go do that too, but you know, you only got so much time, so you gotta make a choice on what you want to work on first, what you want to work on second, just like in life, right? Just like in life. There's so many great games, you got to choose which one you want to play now, and then which one you want to play later. All right. Oh, what the heck? It ran out of fuel. Luckily, we have a bunch more. Boop. You always want to have a little bit of fuel on you, by the way. Over here, I just realized I better have that chainsaw fuel on me in case I get stuck. Look out, crazy driver. Let's go. All right, now we styling. We styling now. We're going to go over here. We're going to tap into these pure nodes. We're going to run them together. We're going to start making tons of stuff. There we go. Lust does not always lead to a good relationship. This game is like advanced Minecraft, better graphics. It is very much like that. It's kind of a combination of Minecraft and other building games like Factorio. It's like a 3D version of Factorio, people keep saying. Stuff like that. It is incredibly well done. It is really, really well done. The building is super fun. The exploring is super fun. This is the early release, too. It's not even out yet. It's not released yet. And the second you put those trains down, you know, I'd say it's like an 8 or 9 out of 10. But the second you put the trains down, it's a 10 out of 10. It's an absolute 10 out of 10, and it hasn't even been released yet. I can guarantee you. This is my type of game. This is like, hey, Kismet, we're going to build a game just for builders like you. And boom, this is the one. This is the one. I can recommend it no higher. And full disclosure, they did send me a code for me to check it out. When I consider if somebody sends me a code and I play the game, I should at least play it one time on stream and say hashtag sponsored. Right? And, of course, tell you guys, which I always do. And then after that, then it's my prerogative if I want to play it. And I've just played it because I love playing the game now. If you guys go and buy the game, I don't get nothing. It's okay. It's okay. Go get a great game. Enjoy playing it. If you're a builder like me, because builders got to build. That's it. They have to. It's like artists. Artists have to create. It's not that they choose to. There's something that drives them. Whatever passion is, writers got to write, right? Whatever it is, whatever the... Whoa, almost went off. Whatever the passion is, it's like you're compelled to do it. And that's the way it always was for me for doing art and graphic design, and still is to this day, as well as playing games and building. I'm compelled to do it. I love doing it. It's a fun thing to do. A lot of people have that same thing, right? They're compelled to do whatever they love to do. Okay, let's get over here. Now that we did all of that, and we've made it over here, this is a 240, so hopefully I brought enough. I just dawned on me. Oh, I did. I brought a lot. Holy moly. I brought a lot of this. All right, we're going to run this sucker 270 right over there. All right, we're looking good. Now, I could make a car that would go all the way here, but I feel like we want to just go ahead and run this down the side here. Right over there. You know what else this will do is it'll actually create a railing so I don't fall off. That's going to be useful. All right, I feel like maybe we want to go... Uh-oh. Oh, I hate it when that happens. I hate it when stuff starts dropping. Let's see. Let's put those in there. Take off. There we go. It's because I got the copper. Let's put it here. And then let's turn it there. Very nice. And then we'll turn this back into a 270. Because this is going 240, so we want this to go as fast as we can. And I'm glad we brought a lot of these, because this is going to cost a lot of resources. But I feel like instead of using a vehicle, I'm just going to run it. We got a lot of this back over there, too, that we can go back and get. But we're just going to run this baby 500 in this direction. All right, so we're going to go... what do we need to do? Oil. We tell it to be crude oil, so we know how far 500 is. So our crude oil is going to be probably 1,000 away from here. Wait for it. It takes a while because it's got to go all the way out 1,000. There we go. So yeah, it's about 1,000 from here. So we're going to go 500 in that direction and meet in the middle. Or we could run it all the way, I guess. But I feel like we only want to run it so far because we're also going to run our iron over there as well. We come back for that. All right, belt is... See, it'll tell you when it's too long. You just hit it right that perfect spot. I'm a big stickler on trying to maximize distances and maximize resources. Trying to be very efficient. There we go. Hopefully many people have patience to play long games. Not everybody does. Some people just want to, get in the game and run through it as fast as possible, get to the end. I see a lot of streamers do that. Like they'll play a game and they'll find a popular game and they'll just play it whenever it's popular. I was like, oh, okay, the new game coming out. All right, I'll play that as quickly as possible. I get through, Fallout 4 as quick as possible. I get through New Vegas as quick as possible. And, one that's really deep, like a New Vegas or a Fallout 3 or even a Fallout 1, which you get huge replayability, you're missing out on so much, right? Imagine if you only played through Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas. Put a 1 in the chat. Just if you understand what I mean. If you only played through it once, how much of that you would have missed, right? Same thing with Fallout 4. If you only played through and did one faction, you missed so much in that game. There's so much. I mean, I played it 6 times through. 6 times through with over 500 hours each playthrough. And still, I would still discover new stuff in the game. That tells you how incredibly well done that game is and how incredibly well replayability is. And the same thing with pretty much all of the Fallouts are like that. 76 still needs some work, but hey, it's it's an online game. It's not done, right? It's not like they said, here you go, Fallout 76 done, right? They said, here's Fallout 76. It's going to be different than all the other Fallouts, and we're going to evolve it over time, right? That's the most important part to remember about Fallout 76, is that they said they were going to evolve it, right? That it's going to, be different in 6 months or a year than it is at launch. So if you take that into account, I'm like, I'm down. I'm down for that. Let's do it. I'm good. That's why I love Fallout 76. It's incredibly fun to be able to play in the Fallout universe with your friends. I think that's probably my favorite part, though you can play it totally solo if you want. But basically, it's like Fallout 4 with friends. Fallout 4 with friends. Is this coming along here? Oh, look, something's going on. Why is this so slow? Oh, because I'm running slow conveyor belts. Because that should have caught up to me by now. For sure. Oh. I've been using the small belts. Oh, man, I'm glad I saw that. I would have got all the way to the end. I'm like, man, why is that so slow? Fix it now before we get too far. I mean, that should be just absolutely cranking. Make sure we got it all the way down. See, I roll over the belt. I put the little hammer on the belt. And if it highlights, I know that it's a different speed than what we've already got. It's either slower or it could be faster, I guess. You can also downgrade them as well. Which is great when you're trying to optimize it. Oh, yeah. 1's in the chat. New Vegas and DLC is like a good novel. Right, Big Boss? Yeah. I mean, man, you missed out on so much if you just ran through. And that's why I don't play games like that. I don't play at such a high speed. Like, some people don't play Fallout 76. They'll play for a week and be done. Right? They missed out on how the Brotherhood got started. They missed out on how Caps got started. They missed out on a whole bunch of other stuff that I don't want to spoil for you. There's a whole bunch of tons of storyline in there that you can go through and explore. And there's going to be a whole bunch of storyline coming up as well. With those voiced NPCs and new companions. See, the thing I'm most interested in is what do your companions do at your base? Are they going to be like settlers? Are they going to do something for you? Are they going to do quests? That kind of stuff just sparks my imagination. I want to know all about that. I want to know what they're going to be doing with those companions and what are they going to be doing at your base, right? Maybe they'll go in and revamp the entire settlement system. That would be awesome. That would be amazing. From Fallout 4, revamp it so they do even more. And they, of course, have better animation, all that stuff. Hey, a guy can dream. A guy can dream. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know if that's what they're doing. I don't have any inside information. But that would be awesome. But I'm just throwing it out there. I'm throwing it out there. And you're like, Kismet, what would you do on this game? I get that all the time when I'm playing a certain game. People will come in and say, Kismet, what would you add to this game? Well, there's a couple things I had suggestions on, which I can't remember now. Hopefully my mods noted them in my Kiz reminders. But I say this game is good as it is right now. I mean, you could release this game right now and be fine. You could totally be fine. But of course, they're going to add a whole storyline and all sorts of cool stuff with that. I mean, someone like me would absolutely feel this is a $60 game right now, just in the way it is right now. And that's the highest praise I can give a game, is that I would recommend buying it now, even before it's completed. Same thing with 7 Days to Die. I know I could recommend that to people who love to build, who love that kind of zombie genre, who love that, that battle that's coming in like that, even if you just played it solo. Absolutely, I could recommend it. In fact, I've given away 70 copies. 70 plus worth of 7 Days to Die. That's how much I love that game. I think it's an absolute steal. Sometimes it goes on sale for like $10. For like $10. I have gotten $60 out of that game. I've got $100 out of that game. I've got easily $500 worth of entertainment out of that game, and still continue to. We're going to be playing some 7 Days to Die into the month, maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Of course, I'm re-hooking up my 7 Days to Die server. When Astroneer comes out with a server, we're hooking that server up for the community with my awesome peeps at Nitrado. Of course, drop my name. You need a server for whatever you're playing. You're playing Ark, you're playing 7 Days to Die, you're playing Minecraft. If you're having terrible customer service, drop those people like I did. I actually had multiple server hosts before I got to Nitrado, and I've never had one issue with Nitrado. Like, I buzzed them the other day and said, or I think it was yesterday or day before, I buzzed them and said, hey, I'm going to set up some servers for Satisfactory and Astroneer eventually. And they said, the second it comes out, Kismet, we got you hooked up. That's what you need. You need people backing you up, right? Not just, don't just get a bot. Don't just get a server. Don't just get this. You got to have the people backing you up because you're paying for it. It's coming out of your hard-earned money. And, my little pennies that I'm pinching together here in the stream to keep this stream a-going, that is... it's priceless, basically. There's no way that I don't care if you have the best service in the world. If you have terrible customer service, I don't care. I don't really care at all. I don't want anything to do with your company at all. Zero to do. Because if I can't solve a problem and I gotta wait, a week, a month, 5 months, right? If you're not following up, if you're not getting back to me, it makes it incredibly difficult for me to do the stuff that I'm trying to do, which I'm paying them for that service, right? If you try to contact somebody, like a great example, my previous server host, which I'm not going to tell you who, because I don't bash on other people. I just give you examples of why I left them, but I'm not going to say their name or anything like that. Basically, the reason why I left them is they said I couldn't use my server while I was streaming, because I'm a late night streamer, and they do maintenance in the middle of my stream. And I'm like, no, that's not how it's going to go. You got to be strong, everybody. When somebody tells you something like that, you got to be strong. You're like, no, I'm paying you to use this server at a certain time while I'm streaming. That's why I'm paying you, because I need a server to play this game, right? And they said, no, we do server maintenance during that. We can't change it or whatever. And I said, oh, there's something there's basically nothing I can do. And I said, oh, there's something I can do. Cancel my service and give me my money back. And that's exactly what they did. And I said, I'm going to go to somebody even better. And then I've gone to Nitrado and I've had zero issues. Zero issues. They're always there for me every time, right? Every time I buzz them and I'll say, hey, I need to configure a server. I need to set up a server. I need to do whatever. Boom, they're on it. That's it. I don't want to sit and, have a long, week worth of conversations back and forth when I want to set up a server, right? It's like, set me up a server. We're on it. Server's set up. You're good to go, Kismet. All right, thanks. That's what you want. You want people like that. And every single sponsor down below on my stream is like that. Every single one. Every single one has that top-level service. Because instead of you spending all your endless hours looking for great products and great stuff, I burn my hours looking for those kind of peeps. And then I align myself with those type of peeps. And I've done that my entire career. I've worked with some of the top people in the world. I've had some of the top gamers in my guild as well. Still are in my guild. Some of the top tanks, some of the top DPS, the top healers in the world in my guild. Because they're amazing. My job is to put amazing people together and watch the magic happen. Right? That's what I do. That's my gift that I have the ability to do. I come in and say, hey, everybody, we're going to have a great time. Everybody work together as a team. We're going to deliver on what we say, right? And that's what we do. And we're probably most known, my guild's most known for our teamwork, right? If we want a castle, or if we want to raid, or we want to, do PvP, we're coming in hot and heavy. And we don't even need to speak anymore when we do raids. It's like, hey, what were you doing last week? I was doing good. Meanwhile, we're taking on the hardest boss in the game. Everybody's out of the acid. No one's getting, ganked. No one's pulling trash mobs. No one's doing any of that stuff. You know why? Because they're working as a fantastic team. That's why. That's why. So there you go. There's a little bit more on that. I don't know what got me off on that tangent, but there you go. Man, I am squirreling like a boss today. Realizes I hated it in the beta. What's that? 76 is still a great game. It is a great game. I enjoy it. A lot of people come in my stream and they feel like I can't say that I like Fallout 76. You can say it any time in my stream. If somebody comes and bashes you on my stream for liking what you like, they're gone. Bye-bye. You're gone. Just like that. Just like that. Now, if they have a difference of opinion, say, well, I don't like it because of this, this, and this, without being rude or trying to put other people down, well, that's okay. That's just a healthy conversation about what they can improve in the game. That's always okay, right? Whenever you come up with a problem, if you come up with a solution, people are going to respect you a lot more. If you just say, oh, that sucks. Like I gave them a solution on that server. I said, why don't you just do the server maintenance on my particular server at a different time? And this way I can stream and, do my thing over here and just, put the server maintenance schedule of my particular server at a different time. No, we don't do that. All right, fine, bye. Later. Somebody else will come in and, fill in that spot, I'm sure. But if they keep treating customers like that, right? They keep treating them like, oh, sorry, what you need is not as important as what we need. That's bad customer service. Bad customer service. Customer's always right. Unless they're crazy. Then they're not right. Unless they're crazy and they do crazy stuff. Watch out for those ones. Watch out for those ones. Find that good balance. Okay, so we got that all the way down there. What else we need? We need these barrels to make the rubber. So we can make our truck. All right, so let's get... Oh, look at this. It's stopped. Oh, my gosh. That means in here, there is a gigantic thing full of plastic. Oh, look at that while we were gone. Holy mackerel. Oh, we gonna need the big ones now. We gonna need the big boy. Oh, we gotta get... Oh, my goodness. That is making just an insane amount of that. Okay. Let's get into it. So we need to... we're going to make our thing first. Hold on. Let's... That means over here, this is backlog too. Right? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. We need to get some of the stuff off us. We got too much stuff on us. All right. We need to make the rubber now. Actually, we could switch that to rubber and have it make some rubber at this point. Or we just make it ourselves. We'll see how fast it goes. Oh, it goes pretty fast. There we go. All right. What do we do with those beacons? We put those away. Here, beacons. We got 35 computers on us here. Motors. We're ready to go. Oh, we can make our first big vehicle in this playthrough. I've made it before. But I love the big vehicle. It's awesome. Look at that. Look at that. Look how much it dwarfs this other one. All right. I was watching a commercial the other day. I don't know if you guys ever played Grand Theft Auto or if you might have seen them. But those big, gigantic trucks where literally the tire is the size of a person. Right? Like a person standing there and the tire literally is higher than they are on those big, ginormous trucks. I'm a big fan of, those shows like that, like Gold Rush and stuff like that, where they're out there mining and doing all sorts of fun stuff. And now I got my own big car, which we can put even more stuff in. We'll store all that stuff in there. All right. Then we're going to take all the stuff out of here. Take all. Bye-bye, car. There we go. And store all of that. Look at that. Boom. Now we got tons of resources in there. Let's go ahead and make some fuel for this for sure. We're going to get some fuel going. We're going to get tons of stuff going tonight. We got lots and lots of time tonight to get this going on. There we go. 20 biddies coming in from Neon Xeon. Thank you so much for supporting the stream there. Appreciate that. In fact, it makes my dragon dance. Feel free to chair dance where you are, too. Every time my little dragon comes up. That's Norbert. Norbert the dragon. There we go. The big yellow dump trucks, they're awesome, aren't they? I mean, as a kid, you know, dump trucks, right? Remember when you had your dump truck as a kid? For you guys out there, and ladies too. Hey, man, I don't, you know, for some reason they, you know, when, in my age, right, when you're young, they made everything specific. You can only have, you know, if you're a boy, you can only have dump trucks or whatever, and if you're a girl, you can only have dolls and whatever. Luckily, that has gone away, right? My kids, they can do whatever they want. If they like dump trucks, they play with dump trucks. If they like dolls, which they do, and they like, you know, they like riding a unicycle, they like, you know, doing the trampoline. They like doing all that stuff. You don't have to just make it into a single gender as well. You know, the ladies like the dump trucks too. You know, the ladies like driving on the motorcycles too, right? Ladies can do whatever they want, and the guys can do whatever they want. If you're into dolls, guys, if you like Star Wars toys, or you like all of that, or you're into Legos, or whatever it is, like whatever you like, right? That's your prerogative in life. Ain't nobody should be telling you what you can like and what you can't like. I find that's the biggest injustice in the world, is people telling you, oh, well, you're this, you can only like this. Nah. I can like whatever I want. I answer to nobody. I answer to no one, and neither do you. Get into it. All right. What am I doing? I'm making some loots over here so I can make my truck, which I did. Eventually. That took a long time, didn't it? That was like an hour and a half of me chatting and making a truck. But sometimes it happens here in the stream. It does happen. All right. We got to take all this out of here. And we're going to make some loots over here. Actually, I feel like I actually should take all this out of here. I don't need to take all this down. I need to put it over here for me to use when I'm down here. Let's put all this back in here. Like that. There we go. Use it when I'm down on this end instead of just carting it all the way back over that way. There we go. More boxes. There we go. Boom, lots of resources. Now, we're going to have to sort this here in a second. We're making a big mess. But we're going to need fuel for this, for sure. That's the next thing we need to do. Make fuel. Notice why, that's why I made the road so wide, by the way. Also for the train later. But that's why I made the road so wide, so I can use the wide car there. We can automate this car, by the way. We could just tell it to drive. Maybe I'll do that just to show you guys on the stream. Let's see. Haley coming in with the follow. Thank you so much for that follow. And again, Neon Xeon, thank you for the biddies earlier. Thank you so much to Blair and Fire for that donation as well. Of course, Wrathwall coming in with that host a while ago as well. Appreciate everybody coming in. And of course, Mixie coming in with a resub for 3 months. Thank you so much for that. Burger Time. Oh, I love me some Burger Time. Back in the day. Sorry if I missed that. I can't remember if I shouted that out at the time, but sometimes I do get focused. But I appreciate it big time. And again, enjoy that new sub badge. You got your new sub badge, your 3-month sub badge now. Good morning. How's it going? Going awesome, Haley. How you doing today? Thanks for coming into my stream. Appreciate you hanging out. Big time. We're having lots of fun building and doing a lot of chatting today. A lot of chatting along the way, as I love to do with my peeps in my chat. I find it lots of fun. It's one of my favorite things. You know, some streams are just, you know, somebody playing a game and they're just sitting there going the whole time. And, you know, if they're at that kind of, you know, apex predator level, they're really, really good, right? And that's fun to watch. But I like peeps who are like, you know, into the game and they're talking about the game and what they enjoy about it and whatnot. And interacting with the chat and all of that stuff. I find that my favorite thing to do. So if I'm in here chatting, I don't usually chat as much as I'm chatting today, but sometimes I get off on tangents. I squirrel, as I like to say. I squirrel. All right, I feel like we're just going to stack all this stuff here at the end here. I'm just kind of doing a little bit of cleanup here. Down here. And this one. There we go. See, a little better organized for all you peeps out there. Like, Kismet, my ADHD, you're crushing me, bro. You're killing me. You got that stuff scattered everywhere. That's for all of you. All of you right there. You're like, Kismet. Let's make some fuel. So we're going to get a bunch of fuel over here. Watch this. Whew, we're going to just take all this out. And we're going to start... oh, that's what we should do. Hold on. We should stack this here. We should put all of this back here. Like that. There we go. Now we got a little bit of room. And we can go ahead and empty this out in case it gets backlogged again. There we go. And we'll store that in there. Actually, take all... Hold down Control and drag. That'll drag just that one style of resource. And then we can make a bunch of gasoline over here. Or fuel, as they call it. Right over here. We'll get that going on. Now this fuel is much better for your vehicle. It lasts a lot longer. And eventually we use it for our power. We got to get 75 computers going on. And I feel like if we get our kind of stuff going toward our computer factories, then we're crushing it today. I think we're gonna be pretty good today. We'll put that fuel in there. Put this in here. Like so. Right now, oh, look, see? I don't like it when it stops. I don't like it when it stops. Keep going. Keep that going. Keep it all going. Do not stop producing stuff. Alright, so we got that going. We've got our copper being run back. And we need to run our plastic. Again, how fast is our plastic coming out again? Coming out 22. So 22 and 40. That is 40... 44, 45. So it's coming out 45, 45. That's 90. 90 into here. So we got to run this at least 120 down the way to meet up on that side. And we're going to build a whole bunch of computer production down there. So let's go ahead and get our 120 together. I feel like we're just going to cross it over to this side. Oh, I got to get my plates on me. I'm going to need a lot of plates. A lot of plates. Put it here in this back one. There we go. Take all. What can we go ahead and leave behind? Let's see. We're probably not going to need that much concrete. A little bit. A little bit of that. Let's just go ahead and downgrade all of that. I don't think I even need those, but you know what? Let's just keep 50 on us. Sort that. This we don't need. All of this we don't need. That for sure. This we need to keep on us, just so I remember. Let's put that on our vehicle. Just so I remember to take that back to our base at some point, and we can research that. Put that in there. Actually, we can just put all that on our vehicle. Yeah, let's just put it on there. Those are our base resources for now. And then we'll leave some resources behind. Yeah, there we go. Then we'll grab out all of our plates, because we're going to need those big time. We got a little bit of something in here we can grab too. I feel like that'll be good. Okay. Let's take this out. And oh, I took my stuff off of me there. So I like to have a good mixture of stuff here on me, so that I don't have to run back every single time. It just drives me crazy. I got to run back all the time to grab whatever resource it is. Alright, Mark II. We want to kind of run it over here and we want to run it along there. Now, we don't want it to be right in our way, so we can bring our vehicle in. So we're going to go ahead and go up by 2. And we're going to try to see if we can hit that. Oh, yeah. And then we'll bring it right over here. Run that up by 2. Or actually, we're going to probably have to go 3. Let's see if we can get 3 in there. Because this bigger vehicle... Yeah, there we go. 3 there. Then we're going to zigzag it across here. Very nice. And again, we're going to need the rest of that. Should have brought a bunch of that with us. Oh, well. Alright, now it's time to run it. Now, I don't need to run it way up here. That's just so I can drive my vehicle through here. So I'm going to go ahead and bring it back down. And it's going to act as a kind of railing, so I don't fall off. I could put... What I did last time is I put a bunch of walls down. And I used a bunch of concrete to do that, but I feel like this is a good enough rail that you could just run it along the side here. like that. Now we're running our plastic that way, and we're running our copper this way, and we're going to meet in the middle. Going to be awesome. All right, let's see if we can. Hey, look, that rail will act as a barrier, so I don't back off of there. I mean, the vehicles are really good. I really like the vehicles as well. These vehicles are super fun. The train is super fun. All of that is very, very fun. And again, if you go buy this game on Steam or whatever, do I get anything? Nah, it's okay. I'm good. You get to have some fun. That's the most important part in my stream. Is playing games and having fun. Oh. This car also goes faster than the other one. It cranks, man. It gets up to speed. Well, it goes a little bit faster. When it gets up to speed, it cranks. And you're tooling back and forth with 48 of whatever it is. Too long. This is going to be so awesome. You've been playing for 2 hours. We would like to remind you that all muscles exist to be used. This is very true. We'll take a break here in just a moment. We're going to get these matched up. Oh my gosh, we're almost there already. We're almost there. Now you could say, Kismet, wait a minute. Wouldn't it have been more efficient to run this belt all the way there so you didn't have to use your higher level resources? Absolutely. Absolutely. The smarter choice would have been to use the cheaper resources to the more expensive resources. So that's the way, if you want to be super efficient, a way to do it. What are we at? Oh, we're out of this. All right, so that's as far as we can go. Right there. And then look, oh, we're almost there. Almost there. All right, everybody, I'm going to take a quick break here. Get up in my car. I'll let you take a look at the beautiful scenery while we're waiting. I'm going to get up. I'm going to walk around, stretch those legs. I'll be right back in just a second. Feel free to put what games you're looking for in the 2019 and 2020. What is your favorite games that you think you're going to be playing, or your future favorite game that you're absolutely looking forward to in the chat? Then I'll add that also to my ones to look into. Put your favorite ones in the chat. For everybody who puts in the chat, gets 1,000 KizCats. Put what games you're looking forward to that have not released yet in the chat, and I'll be right back in just about a minute or so. Right back. Hey everybody, Kismet here. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button right in the center of the screen. Also check me out live on twitch.tv/Kismet. I'll see you all next time.